Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. We are here. We are here. It's your boy, the coach. Welcome back to the Coach's Huddle, where the field meets family. And we got another one, another call-in show. Now, look, I understand that it's Sunday. People got things to do. Saturday was one of those days for me as well. And we going to get through this call-in show because there are some things to talk about. Definitely want to hear the fans' reaction from the Trent Williams news. You know, how do you read that? Is it just a procedural move that still leads to the inevitable, which is Trent Williams will get signed and extended with a new deal with guaranteed money, possibly a 2 to 3 year deal with an early out along the way, probably an out after each year, pretty much solidifying this, giving Trent Williams his severance or his retirement package, leading him into his 40s. You know, that seems like the conventional wisdom. I tend to go with more level-minded thinkers in this scenario. So I've listened to Matt Mayoko. I've listened to, Grant, Larry, Brad, myself, my thoughts, Jesse, fans. I went through Twitter, gone around and asked how I feel about the situation. How everyone feels, honestly. There's two sides to this. And I see that we're getting callers in because I know that everybody is itching to get their point of view across. The link is pinned in the chat, by the way. But there's two sides of this, essentially. Keep them or let them go, right? Keeping them, we already know the only way to keep them is to extend them. Trent's already kind of leveraged himself to make that very clear. Or to let them go. And the earliest signs of that could be by way of a draft day trade. Let's say, free agency, we're past all three phases of free agency. There's nobody really ready to give up any real assets or don't have any assets they'd like to move on from until they get right to the draft. We're in the position right now of the offseason where 30 visits are starting to commence. So now the real meat and potatoes of every team's big draft board of what they need along each round is going to be vetted and go through the interview process, so we understand that. So the situation is going to calcify, and we're going to get clearer answers and clearer directions from all the teams in the league as well as the Niners. But first things first, I just want to get to you guys to hear about how you feel about the Trent Williams situation. And then secondly, does this change your approach to the draft, right? What do you think we should do in the first round, even if Trent Williams stays? I've seen comments from fans that feel as though, hey, just the conversation alone, the situation really, with what we're dealing with Trent, let's just go ahead, for God and country, get a replacement, an heir apparent in the 27th pick overall. And, I've seen also mocks going to in the same effect, but just later on in drafts. So I'd like to hear about how you feel about the situation. You want to keep Trent, you want to move on, your reasons why, and then also, how does this change your perspective on the draft? And what do you think our approach should be, if you do at all? All right, so we got some guys in here. I'm going to go ahead and get Tyler up, and let's go ahead and get into it. Tyler, what's up, boss?
How you doing, Coach?
All right, man. What's good, man? Just another Sunday, man. How you been?
I've been great.
Mm-hmm. So talk to me, man. How did you feel about the Trent situation with the most recent news? Now that we know that the Niners have declined his $10 million option, what does this mean to you? Do you want to keep him? You want to go? And how does this feel about how do you feel about your approach to the draft?
Honestly, I respect what Trent did for his organization. And we brought him in from Washington, going from that cancer scare. I respect that. But this Cabo clique, they've not seen any success in a world championship. We gotta get younger, and Trent is one of those Cabo clique guys. You gotta get younger. It's now I know we don't invest in the offensive line, coach, so that's where I'm like, even if we here's a problem I have is even if we move on from Trent, are we going to actually invest in the offensive line?
Well, we have to. We're forced to. Just by way of him leaving, we have to find a replacement. So essentially, yes, we have to invest.
Well, the reason why I asked that, coach, is I heard this from Grant yesterday. It's almost like Kyle, and you can chime in if I'm completely off base by saying this, but from my observation, from what Grant said, it's almost like we want generational left tackles. And don't get me wrong, I want a generational left tackle for years on and for the rest of this franchise, right? But the fact is, though, if we don't get generational tackles, we don't invest in the offensive line, period. So even if we move on from Trent, are we going to actually invest in the O-line, or are we going to just say, okay, they're not a guy that we like, that we deem as perfect, and if they're not perfect in the 49ers' mind, are we going to actually get a draft an O-lineman? I'm like, this is just more. I got more questions than I have answers.
Okay, that's fair. And that's very honest. A lot of people they're not going to lead with that. I'm willing to get more information based off of what I've heard. You're not really ready to make a decision. I can understand that, Tyler. The biggest thing for me, just to answer your question, in my opinion, yeah, I do think they're going to invest in it. I also believe that investing in the offensive line isn't necessarily something that they truly believe in. When they had a chance to do it, when they had a chance to build a team, 2017, 2018, what did they do? They went out and paid Weston Richburg. They went out and got Lincoln Tomlinson. They drafted Mike McGlinchey, okay? They brought in, and then they had guys like Justin School, who was a good tackle for us that helped us out when we lost McGlinchey and when
Joe Staley.
When Joe Staley went down. So when they have the opportunity to do it and they believe that they can spend the money on it, you see what they're willing to do. However, I have a theory, which is they're upside down on contracts and they can't afford the offensive lineman that they know they truly want. So they build these excuses around what they have, right? So you can't naturally come out and say, I know our offensive line isn't that good. I understand that our offensive line is not performative. They're not on the level, or at least the standard of what an average offensive line is at times. They can say that, but that doesn't make good theater in the press conference.
It doesn't.
What they really want to do is they don't want to say that we overpaid for Deebo Samuel. We shouldn't have given Christian McCaffrey all of that money. Maybe we were a little too happy to have him. We overpaid having him there. And also maybe, we shouldn't have paid Brandon Ayuk. And maybe we didn't have to go and spend all of that money on Javon Hargraves in free agency, right? So there's a lot of deals, and you could just follow the money and see that the deals that they made along the way of like the Super Bowl window, the sacrificial lamb of that was the offensive line. I truly believe that. And that's when you hear, they're not going to piss on my head and tell me it's raining. You have been involved, all of us, everybody listening within earshot of my voice has been involved with football for at least half of their lifetime. Mm-hmm. I can guarantee you that everybody listening to me right now has never heard a coaching staff say, not only do they prefer skill guys, but they do not like prioritizing good offensive linemen because they think that better skill guys help the team better than having a traditional offensive line. Well, I guarantee you,
can I add on to that real quick?
Send me your Cash App right now. I got $50 for you if you can prove to me that you have heard another team on any level, high school, college, pro, Canadian.
You can't find one.
Arena football. They only got 3 offensive linemen over there. You tell me one team that has ever come out and said, offensive line does not prioritize skill. We put all of our eggs in one basket to the skill position, and then we figure out offensive line later. You've never heard it.
So
when they say stuff like that, I will, Tyler. When they say stuff like that, to me, that's a red herring. That is a red flag. Fuck a red herring. That's a red flag for me to say, what are you hiding? What, because you're not going to trick me into thinking that this is true. Go ahead, Tyler.
So one of my problems is we've seen this song and dance before, over and over again. It's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So Kyle, his definition of insanity is we invest in running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and we'll win. Yeah, we'll win 13 games off of skill positions, but when the games actually matter, when the games actually you have to beat somebody up front, when the game's actually like decided in the trenches, it shows the skeletons in the closet that we can't. Our ugly, the ugly side of this team is Kyle knows if he has to invest in the offensive line, he can't get the skill positions he wants.
Yeah, look at the last 4 to 5 Super Bowls. Who's won? Seattle won, Philly won, the Chiefs won 2, and I think Tampa Bay won 1.
By the way.
Right? So you're looking at kind of like the last 5 Super Bowls. Look at all of those offensive lines. Look at the offensive line of every team that's won the Super Bowl. Look at what Seattle brought into the Super Bowl last year. Look what Philly brought into the Super Bowl. Look what the Chiefs consistently have brought into the Super Bowl. Come on, man. Even Tampa with Wirfs and those boys. Like, come on.
The Rams.
You have to invest in the offensive line, my dog. Close me out. What do you feel about the draft before we get you out of here?
I don't know where we're going for this team, honestly. I'm kind of I want us to get an old lineman so badly, but until we actually do it, coach, it's kind of until we actually do it, it's kind of it's frustrating, but I think that the 49ers want Trent Williams back so badly because they know if they don't get him back, the draft is drafting old linemen for this team. I think they have PTSD from Mike McGlinchey, honestly.
Agreed, man. Thank you for the call, Tyler. Get at me next time, brother.
All right.
All right. Ramon. Let's go, Ramon. Everybody, Ramon. Ramon. Remember B Street? Raw. Turn your camera on, bro. Ramon, turn your camera on. Going once, going twice. Gone, Ramon. JLP, what's good? How you doing, brother?
Doing great, Coach. How about you?
Good, man. Talk to me, man. How do you feel about this Trent Williams situation?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I kind of want to get into that a little bit because I think that the major issue is they don't want to draft and develop offensive linemen at all. That
Okay.
they want plug and play players, okay? That they want like when Don Pooney came in as a rookie, they just threw him out there and he played, he did well. After a year of coaching, he did worse. you know, they had Joe Staley, and then of course, as soon as Joe Staley got ready to retire, what they do? They traded for Trent Williams.
Hmm.
They did draft McClinchy, and he didn't work out. They let him go. So I do think they will get the deal done with Trent. The problem with that is you're just kicking that can down the road, down the road, down the road. You're going to make you're going to either hit that dead salary cap now, or you're going to hit it
Hmm.
next year. You're going to hit it the year after. And the problem with that is at that point in time, Brock Purdy's salary is bloated at that point.
Yeah, we
So
got
it's
two
going to
more
make
years
it.
left before it gets crazy.
But at some point, so say you give Trent a 2-year deal.
Okay.
Without the Senate, you know. My theory is I don't know if I don't know if they can draft somebody to replace him. I don't know if the best bet's to hey who's out there. I know it's going to be a rough patch anytime you try to replace a guy like that. It's going to be no matter when it is, whether it's this year, next year, the year after, whatever. It's going to happen. Trent Williams is not going to play forever. I mean, he's going on 40 years old, and most of the time players tend to decline very rapidly. You know, that
Yeah.
they go from being hell, he was great last year, but he might come back this year. You might just he might not, he might be a shell of himself. I hope not. I don't think he will. The problem is you never know when that decline is going to come. That's what worries me about Christian. I mean, he had all them touches last year. He might come back this,
Yeah.
and he looked slower last year than he ever has. To be honest with you, you
Yeah,
know,
he
I
lost a
mean,
step.
he lost a step, and that's why we need a fast guy to go in there with him. You know, people's talking about Najee Harris and this and that. I don't know who that guy is. It's definitely not that Brian Robinson guy we had. You know, they don't
They're
want to let
excited about
Durant.
Jordan James. I've been hearing this. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
but
guys
they
tell me in the
if they
chat
were
if you've heard this as well.
if they're so excited about it, why did it take to the very last game of the year to let him play? You
I don't
know,
I don't understand that either.
and then Garendo, he's showed that he's got speed. I mean, that will be the perfect compliment to somebody that's slow. Put somebody fast out there. You know, hell, they even gave him Mostert's number, and they won't give him a chance with it. I don't get it. But as far as the Trent thing goes, I think they'll get it done. The problem is how far down the road are they going to kick that can,
Okay.
and how
Okay.
high is that dead cat going to go?
I just I don't know. There's also the shift in the organization with Kyle not being as instrumental in contract negotiations as he was in years past. So I don't know if they're trying to get a deal done. They're definitely going to take on. They're going to accrue void years. I know they are because he's not going to finish out the entire year, the entire deal. I think it would be prudent for us to get a replacement now, though.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be mad at them finding a guy, and I'm not even talking about like a first round pick. There's guys out there that we can get. Everybody's talking about Blake Miller. I think Blake Miller is going to be there in the second round. I really do. I think that Isaiah World is a guy that you can bring in and sit him down for a year. Also with Blake Miller, also there's Matt Ionacre. That's the tackle out of Arizona State. We could pick him up in the first round on 27th. So, I mean, look, it's odd. There's other things that we can do in the draft, but I'm team address it now.
Hmm.
Even if we keep him or if we let him go, address it in the
I am
draft
too.
now. Get a
I
guy
am too.
ready. Yeah,
Get
man.
somebody, get them started, see what they can do. And I mean, hell, you need offensive linemen anyway. When are they going to do something about the left guard? I mean, we don't even have a left guard right now. I mean, come on, what are you going to put?
Mm-hmm.
The kid from the 7th round last year in there. I mean, he didn't play worth the shit.
I got a
You
guy
know.
for us. I got a
All
guy
right.
for us. Jaden Roberts out of Alabama.
Okay.
Jaden Roberts is a certified road grading dog. Okay, you know I'm a
Where is he
Bama guy.
expected to go?
Like an early day 3 guy, so
Okay.
he could be on. I got this from Tom, and now every time that I've like kind of put my mind around it, it just makes so much sense. We
Gotcha.
could handle the guard and the secondary situation, not even the offensive line and the secondary situation with those 4th-round picks.
Okay.
We can get a cornerback, a safety, we can get a center, and we can get a guard, right? And even if, let's say, if you don't want to get a center, you can get a guard and a tackle, right? And Isaiah World will be there in the 4th round, and get them ready. That's the
Okay.
biggest thing that kind of kills me is that if we're if we're counting on like round 6, round 5 picks to to repurpose offensive line.
It's hard to hit on that all the time. I mean, yes, it's worked from time to time, the Brock Purdy's and the George Kittles, but you ain't getting superstars in those late rounds most of the time. You're getting
Yeah,
guys you're getting guys to throw out there most of the time in those later rounds. It's not going to be guys that's going to be all pros or pro bowlers. It's just going to be guys, and you can get lucky, but you know, who knows? So what's your think on the first round? What are you thinking?
me for the first round, I want to go edge. I think that this team we're a slave to how we're built. And I think that we need to be able to go into football games with a superpower. Like there has to be an element of our team that breaks offenses, right? And that's something that you rely on. And the number one thing that we need is we need to be able to get to the quarterback with 4. We have to be able to stop the run and get to the quarterback with 4. I believe in that. And you're not going to do that without at least being able to go too deep on the defensive line. So we need another edge at the very least. And we need a high functioning edge. Like I love Malachi Lawrence out of UCF. I love him. I know they've already done 30 visits with Akeem Mesidor, the 6'3", 260-pound edge out of Miami. But also, if they go a little lower, I know that they don't like these guys, but I think that Zion Young, I love Zion Young. But there's Gabe Yakus, and really somebody who I think is a can't miss. You got to take him if he's there, is TJ Parker out of Clemson.
So
I'd love to get him at
do you think
27. So
that
I'm a
takes
big
us?
edge guy.
Do you think that takes us out of the running for a Joey Bosa, or do you think that's still a possibility as well? Because I mean, we need all the help we can get on the edge.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
also believe that. A lot
Or
of the.
any not just Joey Bosa, but anybody that's out there already that you could sign.
Yeah, I
It
hear
doesn't
what you're
have to be
saying.
him.
No, I hear what you're saying. I believe that right now we're kind of in phase 3 in the 1 year prove it deal kind of section of free agency. So in my opinion, teams know that before the players do. So right now, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer to kind of soften up that side of being able to offer a guy 1 year, $6 million, 1 year, $5 million, 2 years, $7 million, for them to really kind of accept the fact that either you're going to take this money now and be a part of a team, or you're going to, wait until you get picked up off the street. Yeah, I didn't like TJ Parker until I started understanding what Raheem Morris wants as well. There's a lot of different types of edges that I named that I like, right? Zion Young is nothing compared to Malachi Lawrence. So one reason why I like Malachi Lawrence is because I believe that he's realistic and that he'll fit. All right, I love his upside. I think that he's the most polished pass rusher in the draft that we can get. Athletically freakish. Now, is he my cup of tea? Like, if I had to build a team myself, no. I would not get Malachi Lawrence because I don't like him against the run. I think he gets washed out by double teams. He often gets out of his gap. You can run right at him. We're essentially going to have like a uptick, more physical, more capably explosive Micah Parsons on our team. But you can run at him though, and that's my problem. Is that I think that Malachi Lawrence, that's going to be like his cross to bear when he gets in the league. Is you got to get your run defense together. You got to know how to be stout in the run. But I didn't like T.J. Parker because I like a more rounded edge, right? So for me, Zion Young is perfect. 6'5", 262, nasty against the edge, beats up offensive linemen, and he's the type of guy where he works for his pass rush, meaning that, can he be more polished? Yes, he can be more polished. You can put more moves on him, and there's definitely room for improvement when you're looking at Zion Young's pass rush game. But by the time he starts getting to the quarterback, it's almost like watching a good back take 3-yard runs, and he gets stronger as the game goes on. And before you know it, he's breaking 10-yard runs because he's wore down the defense. Zion Young is that type of player to me where he will get to the quarterback. It's not going to be by finesse, though. It's going to be by breaking the will of the tackle that he's in front of. And he does it routinely. So it's just different strokes for different folks. So, yes, I didn't like T.J. Parker before, but now that I see kind of what they want, T.J. Parker is kind of an every down guy. But that's my explanation on that. What do you got for me? Go ahead.
Where are you thinking Young's going to go?
I think that he'll go early second round, if not the first round. I have him ranked inside the top 10 edges in the draft right now.
So he could possibly be there at 27.
Yeah, I think he could be there too. I think Keldrick Falk could be there as well. I love Keldrick Falk. He's a 3-4. He's a 3-4 edge. 6'6", 280. And I get it. I know a lot of people right now are saying that's a redundant pick. Tom even got at me when we had the show together, and I said, man, I want an edge. I told him how much I like Keldrick Falk. And he basically said, well, that's Michael Williams part 2. What's wrong? We need more Michael Williams. We just can't have one, right? That's the problem. Like, we're missing the point is that we don't have depth. So I don't care if we get another guy that, if he's got the same makeup as Michael Williams, but he's faster, can run, has bigger hands. Like, I don't care. We need to get monsters, and we don't have enough of them. So we get a monster at 27, I'm good, period.
Do you think that those second-year guys are going to show us some improvement and actually step up and actually help us out this year? I mean, some of them showed flashes at times. Up and Stout looked really good at times, Mike Hill looked decent at times. Collins looked good at times. I'd like to see him be more consistent and step up. And then you added in a couple guys, and that defensive line is looking pretty good.
Yeah, we're close, man. Osa Odighizuwa was a big addition to help out the guys that are already there. There's some guys that I think, just to be quick with your answer, because we have a lot of people in here that are waiting. I do believe that there are some second-year guys that are going to take off. Some guys that didn't get a lot of playing time as well. I'm looking at Jordan Watkins to find a role for himself this year.
Nice.
I'd also like to see an uptick with C.J. West being able to find more ways in that shade, that shade too wide technique position that they have for him. Also, with us coming in with the 34, he really is going to get a chance to play nose tackle. So I'm going to be excited to see what C.J. West can do. Also, there's two guys that I'm particularly excited to see next year. Nick Martin, all right? I want to see if he can stay healthy and find a role for himself and really push that position now that it's D. Winters over there at that will spot by himself. And Marquise Siegel. Marquise Siegel, he can play, man. That kid can play.
Yes, but...
Yes, he's just out of phase. He's just out of phase at the point of attack, right? Like right when the ball comes, right when meeting the high point in the ball, he's just out of position. He's always in the right place, but he gets out of phase because he doesn't understand his body yet as far as understanding how to use his life.
after their rookie year too. Normally the game slows down a little bit to them, and they start to play more in what they should be doing. As rookies, hell, you're all over the place. It's going 100 miles an hour in your head, you know.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Hey, Joe P, thank you so much for the call, man. Keep calling, brother.
Peace out, coach.
All right. What's up, baby?
Hey, what's up, Coach? How are you?
Hi, how you doing, Eric? Talk to me, man. How do you feel about this?
Doing good. It's complicated, man. To me, I think it all comes down to the injuries. I think if you look at this team, if this team stays healthy, they got a lot of talent. But you're relying on so many players that have injury history that what are the odds they're all going to stay healthy? You know, we're talking about depth. One of the main reasons we need so much depth is because our starters keep going down. And this is a time where you need to get younger and you need to get players that hopefully don't have those same kind of injury problems. And instead, it seems like we're doubling down. You know, I like Mike Evans. I would have liked him a lot better 5 years ago. I think at this point in his career, he's coming off an injury. You know, who knows what we can expect out of Mike Evans. Now, he's a Hall of Famer at the end of his career. Seems like we got a lot of those guys. You know what I mean? Trent Williams, 38 years old. Now, if we extend Trent Williams, I'm not exactly sure how the salary cap works, but is it possible that if we extend him, if we extend him like another 2 years and he retires after this year, are we still on the hook for like a dead cap hit for that second year that we extend him?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so no. So in that case, no extension. I'm like, if it was up to me, I'm sorry, dude. You're 30 years old. There's not a lot of precedent in the NFL for 38-year-old offensive tackles to continue playing at a Pro Bowl level for multiple years. So I think we just let that contract play out. But I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think, you know, you mentioned earlier, you know, what is your impression of what they did with the Trent Williams contract so far? I think they're going to do what they've done this whole time. They're just going to give him whatever he wants. They're going to give him whatever he wants. You know what I mean? This is what you want? Okay, sure. We'll figure it out with the cap. If we got to, you know, move some other stuff, you know, move some other stuff around and, you know, move some dead cap into the next couple of years, whatever, we'll do that. We'll re-extend Bosa or something. You know, we'll manipulate the cap. We'll just keep kicking the can down the road, This is the part, now they've been a Super Bowl contender for the last few years. They're starting to get older. This is the part, if you want to maintain your Super Bowl window, you got to get younger. You have to get cost-controlled rookie contracts. And then if those guys pan out at that point, when your veteran players move off the books, then you can extend the rookies who have actually panned out. It doesn't seem like they're really doing that. They draft these guys, and then they never play them. I mean, obviously, Michael Williams got hurt last year. But, I mean, there's a litany of players that they've drafted who never touch the field. So what is the point? You know, we can talk about what we want them to draft, but if you don't play rookies, what does it matter? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I want to be optimistic. I do think there's a chance. I mean, this team can be competitive. They showed last year that they do have a lot of spirit. They absolutely, you know, have bought in. They do believe they're contenders. This team had every reason to give up last year, and they didn't. They kept fighting. They made the playoffs. I think that's admirable. But when you get rolled out of the playoffs 41-6, the gap between you and the Super Bowl champion is not close enough that you can bridge that gap with one or two moves. Now, I really like the Osi Odigizua addition. I think that's going to really help solidify the interior of the defensive line. But, again, these are some moves. I feel like a lot of these moves are just a domino effect of other mistakes they were coming up with. They didn't re-sign DeForest Buckner. That led them to drafting Javon Kinlaw. That didn't work out. That led them to signing Javon Hargrave. That didn't work out. Now you're in a situation where you got to give up more assets to obtain Osi Odigizua. Now, I have every expectation that he's going to play as well as he always had in his career, so I think that's a good addition. But, I mean, if every year the two biggest needs going to the draft are wide receiver and edge rusher, and then the next year, what are the two biggest needs? Wide receiver. Like, if your biggest needs are the same every year, then whatever you're doing is not correct in order to address those needs. You know what I mean? Like, they spent a second-round pick on Deebo Samuel, first-round pick on Brandon Ayuk. Deebo's not on the team anymore, and Ayuk is on his way out the door. That's why you got to go out and get Mike Evans. Because what happened with Javon Kinlaw, Javon Hargrave, that's why you got to trade for Osi Odigizua. So I think that these are good additions, but I think that it's like
they're contingencies.
You're trying to clean up your own mess. Like, you're not taking a step forward. You previously took 2 steps back, and now you're trying to take 1 or 2 steps forward to make up for that. The end result is you're going to end up where you are. Now, you can't win a Super Bowl if you can't be the last team standing in your own division. So right now, the biggest thing we need to worry about is the Seahawks and the Rams. How are we going to get past them? And when you look at the last 2 games against the Seahawks, they scored a total of 9 points in those 2 games. They scored 3 points in the final week of the season, and they scored 6 points in the playoffs. you need to be able to score on the Seahawks defense. Seahawks got a good pass rush. They got a really good defense. So you need an offensive line. You need to be able to create some space in the running game, and you need to buy Brock Purdy time to throw the ball, time for receivers to get open. He is very much dependent on throwing in rhythm, throwing when guys get open. And, I think the time to draft Trent Williams' replacement was like last year or the year before. I think
2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're past due for drafting, because if you had drafted Trent Williams' replacement 2 years ago, you'd have 2 years to get him up to speed on the game plan, get him out there. I mean, Trent Williams has, missed some games. You would have had a chance to play him, see how he looks on the field. And then if that guy, if you want to go forward with that guy, or if you need to draft somebody else at offensive tackle. So, I don't know. I think at this point, they don't really have much of a choice. They are committed to these aging players. We got like a 1 or 2 year window. We're all in with these guys. So, I don't know. I mean, I hope they can all stay healthy. I hope they can all stay productive, but it's difficult. I mean, I really like CMC, but CMC has injury history, and he's getting older as a running back. I think you need a between the tackles runner. Like, CMC is great catching balls out of the backfield. He's great for misdirection, moving him around the formation. But if you just need to gain 2 yards running between the tackles, like, I could say, yeah, we need to get a running back for that. We already did, dude. We have Brian Robinson Jr. Why didn't you run Brian Robinson Jr.? When it's 3rd and 2, why not just put Brian Robinson Jr. in there and let him? Like, why are you risking CMC getting injured, running in between the tackles when you have Brian Robinson Jr. sitting right there? Like, you don't always. Because it doesn't always need to be misdirection.
Well, you're my dog. So let's get to a couple of things. Number one, everybody's got to get in line. Okay? They can't handle everything at once. Noticing everything at once doesn't mean that you get to handle everything at once. I get it. They've got a lot of different moves that they've made. And if you go back and chronologically look at why these moves mean what these moves mean to us, you can go and find the error. Right, you can find why these guys are going to go get Osio Odigizua. If you really want to look at it, Osio Odigizua is finally the replacement for Buckner. If you really want to go there, you know what I'm saying, and take it all the way back to all of the guys that we had to keep replacing till we finally traded and got for a guy. We even failed on that with Javon Hargrave. So, yes, there is a reason why these guys move the way they do, because we're not traditionally ran. This is kind of like the catch-all response to everything you've said, is that we are not traditionally ran, meaning that there is not a clear separation of duties, and there's not what you would call least privilege. Do you understand what least privilege is?
Not in the context you're using it. What do you mean?
Okay, so least privilege it's a cybersecurity framework. It's like a law. And basically least privilege means that everybody in the organization only knows as much as they need to know. Okay? You're at the least privilege of knowledge, okay? Meaning that the head coach should have no idea what you're getting paid, right? And the people who are getting paid should have no idea what your playing time is looking like. You want to keep separation of duties amongst certain aspects of the team so everybody can do their job in a vacuum, in a silo, right? So nobody's really swayed or affected by other influences that shouldn't be prioritized when you're trying to make these decisions, right? Yeah. So what does that look like when you don't have least privilege? When you don't have least privilege, that means that your head coach is friends and babysat the running back, overpaid him, then went back to the owner and convinced him that this is why he needs this much money. So now the running back has to play way more than he should because he's got to justify the money that he doesn't deserve in the first place. That's what happens when you don't have least privilege. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like when you can't go and handle the offensive line because you've overpaid for fullbacks and receivers and tight ends, and you didn't really handle the offensive line situation, but you can't say that you fucked it up. So you have to put out a narrative that this is what we really wanted after all. We drew it up this way. That's what happens when you don't have least privilege, when people who are in charge of their part of the organization They have too much information that they should not have to be able to do their job.
That sounds
And
a lot
what
like what's going on with Brandon Ayuk. Like rather than say like, hey, maybe we overpaid this guy, maybe we made a mistake in his contract. It's oh no, he just doesn't want to play. He's just sitting out the year. Like no, I think Brandon Ayuk. Like I'm not an expert on what's going on with that, but I'm guessing he probably still wants to play. He had a $30 million contract. Why would the guy want to sit out? You know what I mean? So I mean I don't know. That's just one example of, you kind of screwed the pooch on that one. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know exactly what happened. There's got to, one day we're going to find out the backstory with that. I feel like it's got to be something personal with Brandon Ayuk. Because football wise, why do you got 30 million? Like, you gave the guy 30 million a year. Why do you got him sitting at home? Why aren't, like, what did you do to this? Like, it takes two to tango. What did you guys do to destroy that relationship? Why is Brandon Ayuk at a point where he's like, okay, I'm done with you guys? Like, what did you do to push him to that? You know what I mean? I'm not saying Brandon Ayuk is innocent, but wide receivers are known to be divas. It's your job as the general manager and the head coach. It's your job as an organization to manage those guys. We've seen wide receivers. I mean, Antonio Brown was goddamn near out of his mind. And we saw the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin, found a way to get him to be productive for years. So that's just another example of, like, I guess what you were saying, like least privilege is, like, you don't want to admit that you gave a bad contract to Brandon Ayuk, so you just want to blame it all on him. And it sounds like another aspect of that to me is like roster politics. Like, you sign a free agent, and then you bring in a guy off the street, like an undrafted free agent. The undrafted free agent is clearly playing better, but because you signed this guy as a free agent, well, he makes the roster. Like, we got to justify the fact we signed this guy as a free agent. We can't go with the undrafted rookie who looks better in camp because then that makes us look like idiots if we sign this guy as a free agent. Like, no, just admit that you made a mistake. No one expects you to make every decision perfectly. The Seattle Seahawks haven't made every decision. If the Seattle Seahawks made every decision perfectly, their starting quarterback wouldn't be Sam freaking Darnold. Okay, I'm sorry. Sam Darnold played well, but he was a like addition that they had to make because it didn't work out with Geno Smith. Geno Smith couldn't get him over the hump. They admitted that it wasn't working with Geno Smith, and then they went for a guy. Sam Darnold isn't the best quarterback in the league. He's probably not even top 10. But he's, probably a league average quarterback. They got him on a good deal that allowed them to have cap space for some of these other guys. So I think part of the problem is they don't want to admit they've made some of the mistakes in this contract. And like we're talking about Trent Williams again. We're going to extend Trent Williams because we don't want to say, like, hey, maybe we should have drafted offensive tackle 2 years ago. It's no, this is right. And again, just to tie it all up, because I know you got other people waiting. And the biggest thing is you just got too many aging players who are going to start declining, and there's a tremendous injury risk for so many of these players. George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Christian McCaffrey. It seems unlikely that all these guys can make it through the season healthy. And then when you lose these guys, they're key components of your offense, of your team. Your offense is basically designed around
Jeremy.
Christian McCaffrey. As you were saying, the defense is designed on generating pressure with the front four. A lot of that starts with Nick Bosa. You lose Nick Bosa, it's a different defense. You lose Christian McCaffrey, it's a different offense. And at that point, yeah, you can scheme up some things. Like last year, they did a good job making the playoffs. They beat the Eagles. You can
30 seconds, Eric.
Get to a certain point schematically, but your ceiling is limited based on the roster. And when you got so many aging players that are injury prone, you need to get younger replacements. You need to get cost control replacements. And I'm not sure if that's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. I hope for the best for the draft. But we'll have to wait and see. I think maybe if they would consider trading a guy like Trent Williams, you could pick up some draft capital. You could add some depth in through the draft, and then maybe help your cap situation out. And then if some of those guys actually pan out, that's going to be the core of your team going forward. I mean, who's going to be the core of this team in 3 years? Which of these players are we going to look at in 3 years and say these guys are going to lead us to a Super Bowl? I mean, Brock Purdy. Like, if you're a Purdy fan, maybe you could hang your hat on that one, but. Kittle, McCaffrey, Trent Williams. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Nick Bosa isn't even that old, but he's getting old fast with his injuries. So, I don't know, man. I think they really need to nail the draft. I think they need to get younger. They need to get more cost controlled. And if they can do that, I think there's a window where, if you get some more depth at edge.
Eric, leave some for the rest of us. Jesus.
Okay. All right.
Come on, man.
No, you're right.
I love you, bro. I love you, man.
No, you're right.
I love you, bro. Thank you so much for the call, man. Call back, man. We love your insight. Thank you, Eric. All right. Jeremy, my dog, how you doing, man?
Peace, coach. What's up?
Good, man.
How you doing?
Talk to me, man. I'm good, man. Just chilling on a Sunday. I figured I'd rap with you guys and get this out. Talk to me, man. How do you feel about the Trent Williams situation? What do you think we should do?
The Trent Williams situation, Okay, it could go either ways. I think they should re-sign him. Sorry about that. I think they should re-sign him, but at the end of the day, you need to go younger. They need to start doing what the Eagles did a couple years ago. Was that what the Eagles did was that they had it to move on from Jason Kelce. They had it to move on from Fletcher Cox. And then they drafted younger. You had Lander Dickinson, who became an all-pro the next season. You still had Jordan Mattia. You still had Lane Johnson. Like, the 49ers need to go younger. They need to find a way to build. I don't know why it's so hard for the 49ers to build an offensive line. I know it's not easy to build an offensive line, to build a team from the trenches, but you need to start drafting good players on the offensive line and start building them. Like
they don't
really
want to be. I'm going to say
line.
this again. I'm going to say this again.
If you have a
They
running back
do
like
not-
McCaffrey, you need a healthy offensive line. If you have Purdy,
Okay.
you need to protect Purdy.
All right. And I agree with all of that. I agree with you. But I'm going to say this again. They do not want to get locked in to the price point of where they draft these guys on the offensive line. They do not want to get locked in. They can't afford to get locked into a first round guard or a second round center. They can't afford it because all of the money that they spent by paying these other guys, these skill dudes. So they understand that once you pay offensive linemen, you get locked in. All right. And you got to essentially pay them what they're worth. And you got to let them walk. All right. So there's also a narrative out there about Mike McGlinchey that the Niners got rid of Mike McGlinchey. That's false. The Niners could not afford Mike McGlinchey. That's a fact. All right. So when Mike went to free agency, the Niners knew that they could not pay him what he was going to foster on the open market. Yes, Mike McGlinchey struggled in pass protection. But you're not going to sit here and tell me that Mike McGlinchey wasn't the best run blocking right tackle that we've had since he's been here. So, they can, when they have the room to buy and they have the room to spend on it, they do it. But when they can't, they make excuses on why they don't. That's just the facts.
But at the same time, you also got to take blame for paying certain skill players that didn't deserve the money. It's your fault that you paid Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk did not deserve that money. Yes, Brandon Ayuk had a great year in 2023, but come on, he 2020, but he didn't deserve that money. It was your fault paying Debo all that money. Except putting it all on the offensive line and paid 2022. Remember, you lost 4 quarterbacks in the whole year. Why? Because of pass protection, all because of ankle injuries. That's number one. Like, you got to, look, Brock Purdy, I'm a fan of Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy, we know what type of quarterback Brock Purdy is when he has good protection. When he has good protection, he's a very, very good quarterback. Okay? Like, yes, Brock Purdy is not Mahomes. He's not Lamar. He's not Burrow. He's not Josh Allen. But he's Brock. But he's Brock. And we know what Brock could do. And last year, we even saw it late in the season. Brock is a pretty good quarterback. If you just protect Brock is going to make things happen.
If you keep him clean, he can operate. He can cook if you keep him clean. That's true.
It's like Russell Wilson his first 2 or 3 years in Seattle. Once you give Russell Wilson good protection, Russell Wilson is Houdini. But other than that, just the 49ers, they just need to stop spending money on these skill players. Like, I understand, you're going to get pretty toys in free agency, but you also got to play your young players. On defense, you got to play your young players. Like, why did it take them so long to play D. Winters? And you saw how D. Winters played last season. Now, I'm very happy that now you got Fred Warner, D. Winters, and Dre Greenlaw all in the same linebacker core. That should have happened 2-3 seasons ago.
All right. So what do you think? I'm a jut in. Yeah, got to be a little bit more judicial with these calls. Blame Eric. All right. So there's a new sheriff in town. Let's go ahead and get back. Let's get back to the scaffolding of the debate.
Okay.
What do you think we should do with Trent? And does this change your view on how we should approach the draft?
I think with Trent Williams, they might have to re-sign it. Okay. If they're going to re-sign Trent, you got to give him at least like a 1-year deal. Because it's like Trent Williams is getting old. He's getting old. You already paid him like 2 seasons ago. You gave him a new contract 2 seasons ago. And he didn't really deserve it. So you got to at least let him play out the contract or give him a 1-year deal. After that, you have to find a replacement. The same way.
What do you think
have
we
to
should
find
do
a
for the
replacement.
draft?
For the draft, I mean, you said they have to draft an edge. I agree, but then again, they got good edge players. Like, okay, Bosa. Yes, Bosa gets injured a lot, but Bosa is gonna come back. Mikael Williams. Mikael Williams. He's the DE that's looking to be the next future. They still got
He's
Sam.
injured.
Sam Okanowu.
Yeah, Sam Okanawa was he's a restricted free agent. We tendered him, so he's back.
Yeah, but he's a good player. He showed glimpses last year, so he could be another edge that could be in that fit. He's a good one, but if they need another young edge for the future, okay, that could be good. But I would say they need to draft an offensive lineman. They might need to draft a strong safety, because Mustafa, yes, you got Mustafa, but then who else? Who else do you got in the safety position? Like, you had Hufunga, but then you got rid of Hufunga. Like, Hufunga was supposed to be the
So what do we do?
safety.
So what do we do at 27?
At 27, that's a good. I would say draft an edge. I mean, you say either Malachi Long.
You just went up. You said that I wanted an edge, and then you went against me.
I say either an edge or offensive lineman. One of those two, because those are the main positions that they need. They need either an offensive lineman or an edge. I think they need an offensive lineman more than an edge. But
all right, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Thank you for the call, brother. I'll at you.
No problem.
Love you, man. Hey, Pat D, you ready? Pat. Oh, come on, man. You got the computer love. Computer love. Like, you giving me the computer love voice, man. Hold on, you got to get your audio together to hit me back. I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna keep you in the studio. Just get your audio together, bro. What's good, Niner?
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
My man, just trying to live and love and life.
So talk to me, man. How do you feel about the Trent Williams situation?
I said it a month and a half ago. Trade that motherfucker. Trade him.
You
Trade him to the
done?
Kansas City Chiefs. Bro, I'm not gonna keep paying no old ass goddamn lineman, bro.
This
Fuck
what
all that.
talk your shit. Talk
Like,
your
fuck
shit.
all
That's
that
what I'm talking
shit.
about.
Right, bro. Like,
Everybody
I'm not
being
going
nice
through this
about
shit.
it.
Yeah, stop being nice about this shit. Bottom line, he 38 years old. We gave him the
Okay.
extension, gave him a penny more so he could be paid higher than Bastiani, and now he coming back again. Man, fuck all that. Trade that nigga to the Kansas City Chiefs. All that bull. All that bullshit, like going back and forth. Oh, well, that's just everybody Kyle friend. Everybody Kyle friend. He going to pivot. You know, Kyle, he's like a brother to me. Da, 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 da. If he's such a fucking brother, give us a discount. Give us a discount. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't want to hear all that. Bro. I don't want to hear
Hey,
all that.
man.
All that, I'm telling people, just trade them to the Kansas City Chiefs, get the nice pick, go get Spencer Fanu, and then your 27 pick, you can do what the fuck you want to do with it. Edge, if
You ain't here getting me hype, dog.
I'm
Let's
like,
go.
bro, like you can fleece people, bro. Like, shop that motherfucker. We gonna shop him. Hey, you. Hey, Texas. Hey, look. Don't he work out in
Okay.
Texas? He work out in Texas, right? Go to the
Yeah.
Texas. Don't y'all want to solidify y'all line? We got a
Hey,
left tackle
dog.
for you.
Hey,
We
man. Hit that
you
motherfucker
need
with the
to.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
And get
like
rid
you need
of
to
him.
go on and give them up. Like, what? All that going back and forth. I told people, I wanted Tristan Wirfs when we traded for Dago Buckner. We got who? We got Javon Kinlaw.
We
If
got
we would have
Javon
had
Kinlaw.
Tristan
Okay.
Wirfs, we would have been in this problem. You had 2 years ago, you could have got an offensive lineman that had a replacement ready for him, but you didn't.
See, you trying
You
to
didn't.
go there. You trying to be messy today. You want to be
I
messy
ain't know,
today.
man. We're from the DMV. All that playing around and joking around with
No
shit.
cut cards, bruh.
Like, look, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear all that.
Hey,
Being
you know
nice
what?
and
They done
shit.
got me. Hey, bro, let me tell you, they done got me nice. I've been dealing with all of these West Coast dudes. It's all pastels and sunsets over here. You know, I gotta calm down. I can't be as
Everything the
direct.
Niners do is the right thing. Like, fuck
Man. It's
no, it's not the
namaste
right thing.
and boba, and
Well, like, fuck all
everybody's
that.
wearing hats and
I ain't got no
corduroys in the
power play
summer.
on
I
none of
don't know
this
what the
shit.
hell's going on over there. They been trying to take me out of my East Coast roots, bro. Listen.
Man,
If this was any other team, right, especially over here, they would be calling for Trent's head and saying, get rid of him, okay?
Yep.
And nobody will be talking about how great he is. Everybody will be talking about the fact that, dude, this guy has us in cap purgatory. He is strapping us. He knows what he's doing. He's leaning on us. You guys need to trade him on draft day. Find a guy. Get him ready.
Think about like this.
You know what's even crazier? Look, this is what's wild, bruh. We got Joe Staley 28th overall.
Yes.
Like, it's so crazy to me that everybody's like, what are we going to do? How can we find a tackle? I don't know. You can get a tackle. Like, what's the plan? What's going to be the plan to get him ready? Dude, play him. Get him ready. Develop him.
So that's what you went through this past year with the defense. You played all the young people. The only people you didn't play, like, look at the offense. Let's just get to the point. The problem is what people don't realize is we gotta stop playing our roster. Fuck the bullshit. Kyle, every time he looked with a receiver, Jordan Watkins, the boy run a 4-3. We put him out there for one goddamn going game, and Brock Purdy overthrew him because he has no chemistry with him. The boy is tall, the boy is fast. You won't use him. You didn't use Isaac Guerrero because he in the doghouse. You done made him like Matt Breida. He fumbled. Oh well, he fumbled. Can't play him no more. You traded for Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson, you used him sparingly. The other Robinson, you barely used him as receiver until the end of the year. So what? And we still got Trent Taylor on the fucking roster. Why?
I don't know what's going on, man.
No, I know what it is.
Go ahead.
It's because they got fucking high energy. You know, it's always high energy. You know, they got high energy. So that's why we always drive them or trade them, or why we always sign them. I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit this year. I don't want to hear this shit this year. Get me a ball.
Is there going to be a world where the Niners do what they did on defense on offense? Like, Robert Saleh came in, and this is what kills me about Kyle. I like Kyle, man. I like honestly, bro. Like, I respect him as a coach. I don't know about liking him, but I respect him.
Yeah, I respect him. I don't like him.
But Robert Saleh came in, bruh, and had no cut cards, had the whole pressure. Everybody was happy that he was back, but there is pressure of like, bruh, they just kind of expect me to come in and just be good right away. And this ain't the same defense that I left with, right? Nope. Dog, came in, played rookies right away. Like, didn't even, when you see what they did with Nick Martin played, Marquis Siegel played, mid-games, okay? All right? Alfred Collins played. Michael Williams played until he was hurt. CJ West played. Upton Stout played. Okay? All of these guys played major minutes or at least had like extended amounts of period of time on the field. Dude, we didn't see Jordan James until the end of the season. We saw Jordan Watkins.
You didn't see him to the last play of the game.
Come on, bruh. We didn't see Jordan Watkins all year. It's like, my dog. So for me, I get it. At least Kyle staying consistent. He don't like to play rookies. I understand. But you don't feel a little bit shame that you got a guy who wasn't even here last year come in, get rookies, get them ready, play them throughout the whole year by hook or crook, find a way for them to play, find a way to get them on the field, and you got rookies that you drafted you can't even get on the field for games? Like, so how good of a coach are you if you can't get pups ready? Look at what the Chiefs do. The reason why the Chiefs are able to do Snead, who's the guy that they just traded to the damn Seahawks? No, the corner that they just traded to the Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
I forgot McDuffie. These got Travarius Ward. The only reason why the Chiefs are able to keep pumping out these young corners that we get that are hot in the league is they play them young. They get them and they put them on the field and they play them. So it's crazy to me where I ask myself, like, who's the young guys that have been developed in this thing? Like George Kittle, Kyle had to play George. He was forced to play. There was nobody else, right? You know, I'm saying, like, what are the guys that Kyle has brought on? Who's the Brandon Ayuk's gone. Debo Samuel's gone. Who's the guy that Kyle brought in that he truly can lean on? That he can say, this is my guy, I developed him, and I'm pushing him. Not a lot.
No. Why you think he got Christian McCaffrey? And then when he gets Christian McCaffrey, he gonna say some bullshit from the 2017 draft talking about, well, we didn't draft. I was gonna draft him anyway. But you drafted Solomon Thomas and fucking goddamn Reuben Foster. What kind of bullshit we talking about right now? Because you was hooked on Kirk Cousins. Man, I don't want to hear that shit from Kyle this year. Kyle, if you don't trade Trent Williams and get off that fucking I am high horse, he not your friend. Because if he really cared about this organization and he did it the 49er way, he would take $31 million and call it a day and try to help us get to the Super Bowl. But instead, he still want to get his. So since he want to get his, trade that motherfucker to the fucking goddamn Chiefs to get a nice pick for him.
Hey, you the hell of a call. Hey, man, email me, bro. Hit me on Twitter, dog. We got to get some content going. Hit me on Twitter, dog. I'm going to holler at you, son. Blood, boy. Holler at you, boy. Hey, Pavement. What's up, boy? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Coach? Can you hear me okay?
I got you, brother, man. You got me with the trucker 3000.
Yeah, you know, hey,
you got me with the...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is my desk. All right, but look, check this out. Hey, Coach,
talk to me.
Look, let me tell you something. Your man right there from the DMV, I'm from the Bay, so I fuck with you, bro. Like with him right there, I want to get on the channel with that guy right there because look, let me tell you something. A lot of people is missing something. You just
talk to me.
You just had the Seattle Seahawks walk in your fucking living room and stole your cookies. You could have had the damn Super Bowl right there.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
I'm not into that all the analytical stuff. I get it. I'm not. That's just long-winded shit. Let's keep it grimy. All right.
All right. Let's get to it.
Let's keep it grimy. You need to get some dogs, Kyle. Hey, look. Act like the team ain't your damn friend. Okay. Get dirty. Get angry. Let's see some attitude out there on the damn. See, I'm an old 49er fan, where the players didn't actually like each other, but they played their ass off. Get them in the building. Those are the ones that's going. Those are the ones that's going to move the pile.
I like this.
I agree with Dante Whitner what he said. Okay, yeah, getting all your money, that's great. Get your money, Trent. You know you fleecing the fucking team, bro. You know you're doing it. You a businessman. I can't hate you for that. That's part of business. That's part of business. But if you really want that damn Super Bowl, man, your family already said. I do believe. I mean, you want more money? Cool. Okay, I believe everything.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead, Coach.
Do you really believe that Kyle and John are pushing for a Super Bowl this year?
I'm going to just be honest with you, and I'm going to put this on record, Coach. I believe John is pushing for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because if Kyle actually gave a damn about that offensive line, like DMV, my guy right there just said, he would already fix that shit, bro. He could have been fixed that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't just sit here and tell me that, oh, Trent is the catalyst of all this. No, it's not. He wasn't in your program when you walked through the door. He came later. If I'm not mistaken. He came later. So don't give me that shit, all right? I want to see the dogs back out there on the field. Screw all that damn analytics. Nobody gives a shit about that. Can they play football? Is it the best player available? Can that guy come in here and work his ass off and earn that contract like the old school players used to do?
All right. So let me go ahead and tap in. Let me tap in with this.
Go ahead, Coach.
Let's switch to the second part of the debate. What do you think we should be doing with the draft?
Honestly, I like that guy. What's his name? Dunker.
Dunker. Oh, you like Jennings Dunker in the first round?
I like Dunker.
Let me quantify. First round.
I believe that would be the way to go. I'm just being honest. That guy's grimy, man. That's the kind of grit you need. That dude right there. He is.
That's a reach, Pavement. That's a reach, bro.
You think
I
so?
can't let you do this. I can't let you do this. They're gonna flame you in the comments. I can't let you do this. So look, if you want to get a guard, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna assist you, right? If you want to get a guard, then you would want to go. Have you looked at Vega Ioane, the guard out of Penn State?
Yeah, I looked at him a little bit. Yeah, is
all right, and
it's like 300 and some pounds or something like that.
Yeah, he's six. They all are. He's 6'4", 320, and Emmanuel Pregnon, Oregon. But your boy Jennings Dunker, that's like a third round. That's like maybe a third round pick. I wouldn't do that.
Okay, because I didn't look at the combine. I don't know.
Yeah. I got you, brother.
Because I ain't got time for that shit. I just like his attitude.
I'm mad.
Yeah, I
ain't mad at you. I'm giving you the first round version of what you want. So you said Jennings Dunker, then that would mean that you would probably want Ioane or Pregnon.
Yeah.
So go ahead and check those dudes out.
Yeah, I'll take Ioane.
Okay.
But I just have a question for you, Coach. Do you think that there's a way that we could get Sadiq? Do you think there's any way possible we could pull that guy off?
All right, I'll answer you, then I'll close, right? Because we got a lot of people on. Yes, I do, but I'm leaning off of Sadiq now. I think that he'd be a great toy. I think, we don't have George essentially for the first, maybe George may start the season on the pup, right? And he maybe not even be here till week 6. I would love to have him. I think that he's a legacy pick as far as keeping that dog athletic guy at tight end. I think he's a more dynamic Vernon Davis. Honestly, I think he's more flexible. He can actually block. He's got better ball skills than Vernon did. But, Vernon was a freak and just, chiseled out of granite just the same way as Kenyon is. He'd be an amazing weapon. But it'd be like, let me give you a scenario. It'd be like having your dessert before you eat your dinner. It'd be like, if you get him, we'd have to go right back to business. That means in second round, we got to get an edge.
So
we got to get a guard.
Want to advertise it first. He'll be an appetizer.
Yeah, I want to I want to finish my breakfast. I want to go ahead and go get that edge in the first round. If they don't go edge, I wouldn't be mad at them going to get a tackle. So I'm either edge or tackle in the first round.
Okay, well, I want to get back to what old boy said. Look, man, I just get pissed.
Okay.
I get pissed. You see all these cats out here, they just want to be analysts. Look, goddammit, get on the damn field and help the team get the Super Bowl. How about that shit? You know what I'm saying? Let's do that.
Okay.
Because it takes heart and talent all at the same time, man. Let's get out there and get this damn Super Bowl. We right there. I hate hearing that shit. Oh, Seattle is so far away from the damn Niners. No, the fuck they not, bro. No, they not. Look at what happened. We were diminished, bro. We was diminished, bro. Just diminished. But every year, even if we had a bad game against them, we matched up with them. I'm not going to use last year's first game because...
You got to use it.
Okay, well, since you said I'll use it. Okay, we beat them, all right? Let's just stop the bullshit. We beat them.
Right.
We had our unit out there. We beat them.
If they want to use beating our ass, I'm definitely going to use the one where we won.
Okay.
Fuck that.
Hey, look, they can be beat. Stop using just because you're a Super Bowl champ don't mean. It means you are the top of the cream of the crop. But you got 31 other teams out there. They want that mantle. So analyze the shit across the whole spectrum, and say, okay, what can I do with this team right here that I can apply to this team that whooped my ass the other day? Keep it that way. Keep it simple, man. Take a little bit from a lot and apply it to greatness. That's all I say. That's all I say.
Pavement, thank you so much for the call, man. You got to call back in, man. You ain't been around in a while, man. And stay safe on that road, man.
I've been working, bro. But, hey, email me. We'll get it together, and I'll get on here. And I like to talk shit. And if the chat want to get live, hell, we can do that.
We can do that, man. Stay safe on that road, brother. Talk to you, man.
Brother. Later.
All right. Chris, my dog.
What's going on, Coach?
How you doing, brother? Sorry to pop up on you, man. How you been?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right, man. I'm hanging in there, man. I mean, I think one of the callers had a good suggestion. Trent, trade him.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be mad at that. Not at all. I
Okay.
mean, he's holding us down, but the problem is, and a lot of Niner fans is that that's the best guy we got on the offensive line. Like, if he
Not even
goes,
close.
then what happens?
Yeah, but is that excuse sufficient enough to have your cap? Hold on. I think he takes up 15.39% of the cap. One
Yeah.
player. Is that
Yeah.
ethical?
No, it's not, but that's who we are.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
that's who we
I-
are.
Sometimes I'm the type of dude where I look at my problems like dark forces, right? That sometimes they can be inside of your head and you can run from those forces. And every now and then you got to look at it like kind of like your brain and your piece is like a little valley, like back in the medieval times. And you guys are down in the middle of a valley, you're surrounded by mountains, and every year you got this dragon that comes down off and he just lays waste to the place, burns everything down, kills everything, and you got to rebuild all over again. And that signifies your problems. And you're never really going to be able to build with confidence again until you get on your noble steed, you put on your armor, and you go into the lair. You got to go into the mountains. You got to close that boulder behind you and know that it's going to be me and you in here.
Yeah.
And it ain't going to be me. All right. And I'll be back when he's dead. This situation is something that is not going to go away until we rip the Band-Aid off. All right. It's not going to go away. So you got to be able, at some point, you got to be able to handle it. All right. You got to be able to handle it. So I'm just telling you, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but that we can't handle it. We tried. I mean, we have shown that we cannot draft offensive linemen. We've shown that. I mean, what I think we need to be doing is getting some of these offensive linemen who have already played, who have been in the league, free agency or what have you, and kind of build it up there. I mean, get some guys that are decently good, but you're not gonna overpay. But we are just, I mean, as a guy that coaches, right? The way that you win games, well, I would say the way that you are always in a position to win games is you have to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. When you can't control the line of scrimmage, what that means is that defensively, that 3rd and 1, you get that stop. That 3rd and 5, you get that pressure more often than not. Not saying you do it every time, but more often than not. And then on the offensive side of the ball, when you need that 3rd and 1, you get that push. When you need to hold up in that pass protection to get that 3rd and 12 or what have you, you hold up. So I'm not saying it happens all the time, but when you can control it, you always put yourself in a position to win, period. And especially with our guy, Kyle Shanahan, if he can scheme anybody open, right? If that's his thing, if he can scheme you open, then what you're essentially saying is that, oh, well, we can take any guy, make him a superstar, but you can't do that with the offensive line. You got to be able to strap up. You got to be able to chin up. And you got to be able to look the man right next to you, in front of you, and you need to stop his will from going to where he wants to go. If you can't do that, it's done.
Where do you think we should go in the draft?
I think this is my philosophy. This is what I think. I don't think Raheem Morris is going anywhere anytime soon. He's had 2 coaching positions within this decade, I believe, right? So he's not going to get a head coaching job anytime soon. At least I don't think so. So what we need to do is we need to tailor to what he needs. And I went back and I watched that Atlanta Falcon game that we played. And I think what we should draft, we need an edge. But more importantly, I think we need an outside linebacker who can rush the passer and play and be good in coverage, or rush the passer and be good against the run. But whatever he is, he needs to be able to rush the passer so that Raheem can use him the way that he wants to. That's what I think we should do.
That's why I think we're going to go Malachi Lawrence.
Yeah, because I haven't looked at the draft, haven't looked at the play, but that's what I think we should do. I think we need somebody that can come off that edge, and then you have to ask yourself, what is he going to do? Where is he going to be? Is he coming down? Is he going to stop the run? Or is he going to drop back and cover? What is this guy going? I think that's what we need, because with D Winters, I like D Winters personally. Me myself, I just think he needs to play more. The last time when he made, I don't know what team that was or who we were playing, when he had that pick six, I forgot who we were playing, but he had like a pick six. He jumped the route and he intercepted the ball and he took it back to the house. He only made that play because he was playing. People forget. Everybody loves Drake Greenlaw. Drake Greenlaw was good, but he was making his mistakes. But you got to give him a chance to play. And you got to give them a chance to find themselves. Drake Greenlaw, he was already the Tasmanian devil. You know what I'm saying? When he was in training camp and he ran over Juszczyk, and everybody's like, "Oh, you can't do that." He was already like that. But these guys have got to be able to find themselves. And if they don't play, you're not gonna know what you can and can't do.
Yeah. You killing me, Khalil. All right,
you
don't
know what you can and can't do. But that's why I think we should go in the draft. But Raheem Morris, he's not going nowhere anytime soon. So we got to give him the tools. And the bad thing about it is that we've had good defenses before, and we still didn't win. So who was at fault?
I don't know, man.
We know what the problem is. We all know what the problem is. Kyle has not evolved as a head coach. That's just what it is. It all falls back on Kyle.
Hey,
We've had great defenses before. We held Kansas City to 3 points going into the third quarter, and you can't win that game. It's Kyle. But there are no head coaches to replace him now. We let that guy walk out the door. So until Kyle evolves, it's not going to really matter. And we definitely need to change our damn training facility. That's for sure. But I mean,
brother.
That's just what it is.
Hey, thank you so much for the call, man. Call back again, Chris, man. I love your input.
All right, we'll do. Later, Coach.
Peace. Alan.
What up, Coach?
Talk to me, man. So look.
Nah, man, there's a lot of crap going on.
So look. Talk to me about the Trent Williams situation. What do you think we should do? And how does that and where does that take you in the draft?
I think we should give him the same treatment we gave Juwan, right? Juwan wanted his money, right? He wanted his money, but guess what? We told him, hey, we just paid you, didn't we? Play out the contract. Yeah, you ran out of guarantees, but you signed your fine prints in this goddamn paper. Play the contract. Now, don't get butthurt that you got your guarantees. I don't care. You're Trent Williams. You're Trent Williams at 39, not Trent Williams of 30, 32, right? Where he's rightfully asking for his money.
He was still second team All-Pro. He was still second team All-Pro. I just want to challenge you a little bit. Go ahead.
I know. I got you. But let's be honest. You don't think don't it piss you off seeing all these hard boys, everybody? Because a team is supposed to be a team. Work with one another, right? So, the thing that pisses me off with Kyle with this training camp stuff, I get it. These are veterans. They don't need practices and stuff like that. But, Trent don't even be out there at all. Jump suits and sweats, chopping it up, laughing with his little teammates and stuff. I prefer my players to play. training camp, even a little as training camp, because you should be fine to detail. That's why I loved Ayuk. Challenging Fred to be great. That's what challenged him to be great when he was playing with us. But I feel like with the draft, we should address the tackle spot and threaten Trent's job. All right, Trent, if you want to sit out, that's fine. We got all training camp to get this tackle ready or guard or whoever to replace him. And you got all training camp to get through, all of preseason to get through, right? You got to challenge it because I'm tired. I'm tired of surrendering money, man. This is what the spot we're in because we kept paying people that don't deserve it, right?
Well, look,
Same with McCaffrey.
so that's some guerrilla warfare shit you're talking about, and honestly, that's the old NFL. Really, what you're talking about basically is stonewalling Trent, basically saying you're under contract. We're not negotiating with you. We'll see you at practice, and not only that, we're going to go ahead and draft your replacement and get and let him learn his job under you while you play. You think the Niners are built for that?
Not the Niners, but that's what I would do personally, right? Because you asked if what I would do. Personally,
Okay,
that's
respect.
what I would do.
Respectfully. Yeah.
But
so,
like,
I mean, you
no,
just
the
answered your
Niners-
draft question. So regardless of what happens to Trent, where do you think we should go in round 27? Do you have a TV on in the background or something, brother?
Yeah, I got March Madness
Who
going
that?
on in the background.
Man, I'll march your madness. You better turn that down. Over here messing up my audio.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I got you.
Help me out, man.
My bad. But yeah, that's like I think personally they're gonna go edge. That's our always go to move with the Niners. It's gonna be edge. Me personally, I feel like we should go linebacker first round if there's a one worth it, or maybe getting a potential tackle, man. I think me personally, I think that's the two things we need. If not, like you said, for receivers, I don't want a receiver in the first round. There's plenty of dimes and dozens laying around. Like one you've been talking about that I wasn't a big fan of until you mentioned it was Zachariah Branch, man. I've been watching some film. He'd be a good little Debo.
I like him. Yeah.
Use him as a running back. Use him as end arounds. I don't know why we stopped doing end arounds. We tried to do it with Ricky Pearsall, knowing that crap won't work with him. But yeah, because I know you wanting pass rushers, man. It's just for me with pass
we need
rushers,
pass rushers.
I
We can't like when you're dead last in a category, when you're as bad as we were last season. That's got to be something that you address like holistically, like everything. And they're doing it. They went out and traded for Osa Odigizuli. I like that, but they got to double down. They just lost Bryce Huff. I didn't like Bryce Huff anyway. You know what I'm saying? I thought that he was kind of like the bright spot on the turd. Nothing to really to write home about. But I think we need to double down. I'd love to get another edge.
So then here's the thing, though. I got a question for you, Coach. So what's happens if they do get a veteran pass rusher like Javon Clowney, Joey Bosa? Yeah, on and on. Whoever's left
I still want
an
an edge.
I still take an edge.
I still
for me,
want an edge.
I feel like that would change it up for them because then they're not forced to take an edge. Although at the end of the day, we don't know what Raheem Morris
we're thinking
wants.
on the same. At least we're thinking on the same like cause and effect wavelength. At least we're still there. Where I agree with you. Where they're very much cause and effect. Like if they do this, then this changes, right?
Because
so
I think the common denominator here this season that we're seeing is they're not trying to force a pick here, right? Like for us, there's obvious picks. Like, hey, we need this, right? Offensive line is the one we've been pounding the door since Kyle and John took over, right?
Right.
But like that's like just a pipe dream, I think, like you said, Coach. It's just one of those things we're wishing for that's just never gonna get addressed. But
nah, man. I agree. I agree with you. I'm concerned at what they're gonna do.
I'm scared they draft a receiver first round. That's what scares me.
That would kill me.
I know that would here. And then the worst part, Coach, and the worst part is what happens if they don't play him all year? Like with the other rookies they do offensively. Because I do believe in Jordan Watkins. I do believe in Jordan James. They just don't have the option to grow into playing. And this is where, everybody gets credit. Look, all these rookies on the defensive side that Kyle's playing. That's because he has to.
He has to.
Because he has
exactly.
to. If he
Yeah,
had if his choice, he would let him the Nick Martin situation. He gave him a
all right,
red shirt, right?
yeah.
And in honest opinion, he's still in concussion protocol. Nobody's in concussion protocol for almost 10 weeks. You just
Well, let me ask you
giving him out.
this: Do you think they address it at all? Whether let's say Trent signs, because if we're thinking about what they will do versus what we
They're
want
gonna
them to
sign him.
do,
Yes, they're
they're
gonna
gonna
sign
sign him.
him.
Exactly.
But my
I would
thing
be
is,
shocked if they, because that would be too. It would show they have too much ball. They don't have that
but
many balls. Their balls ain't that big.
well, my
So
thing is like my whole point going back to like you said, it would be how long is the contract for how much. That's what really gonna matter too. Because if that's the case,
do you
then
think
like you
they
said,
address
it's like
tackle anyway in this year's draft, regardless?
any pick, right? That's what you're
Yeah.
asking. Yes,
Yeah.
that yes. I feel
Okay.
like they're getting tired at the point where doing this
They
back
got to
and
do
forth and stuff.
something.
They got to do something. It's the same thing with Jake Brundle. We've been pounding. Can we get another center? Because I'm tired of seeing this dude on his ass all the time, Coach. You're
Bro.
supposedly you're getting help majority of the time. You're supposed to be the one helping, and you're the one that's on your ass majority of the time. Is crazy.
Yo, Jake Brindle is so bad. I purposely stay away from talking about him because I know my content will devolve. I'll start raging and everybody will be like, God, coach is going on. Like, I purposely don't talk about Jake Brindle because I know I can't control myself. Like, we need a new
And
center.
listen.
I'll just say
Here's the
that.
thing, Coach. I played center before, and people supposedly say center. It's an easy job. No, it's not.
It's
You're
not.
the quarterback of the offensive line. There's plenty of offensive linemen asking, "Hey, what do we got this play? Do we run right, run left? What's
Come
the
on,
deal
man.
here?"
You're calling the mic. You're helping out assignments. You're getting
Exactly.
everybody on tempo. You're the first one in and the last one out. You are the tempo of the offense. Like,
Exactly.
you're doing you're cleaning up on scoop blocks, everything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alan, I played center.
I know,
Alan,
but I love center, man. I love
Alan,
it.
we gotta, you got my email, man?
I don't think so, Coach.
Dude, sfbangbang49@gmail.com.
sfbangbang@gmail.com.
49.
49.
Go
Okay,
back and just go back and look at this. sfbangbang49@gmail.com.
I will, man.
Email me, bro.
But
You got to get into
while we're at
content
this-
creation, bro. You got to start a YouTube channel. You really do.
I want to, man. I just don't have. I want to do it, man. It's just the work schedule I got. That and a needed PC.
I got a job too, bro. Like, I don't do this shit full time. Like, if I did, it'd be a completely different channel.
But yeah, Coach. And then I know you got other callers, but I want to ask a question you can answer with the others.
Okay.
What are some centers you're liking so far, and what rounds would you address that spot?
I love that question. All right, so I'll keep you on real quick because we can go pound for pound. Right now, Logan Jones out of Iowa, 4th round. I'd love to pick him up. Trey Zune the third out of Texas A&M. What I love about him is that he's an outside zone center, but he's 6'7".
7. We need some
6'7",
But here's the
315.
thing with that though. I know the size is so lovely, but with that, I feel like that'll just make it more painful for Brock. Because you got to think, man, Brock's already you have to kind of address the Brock's height situation because he'll just scramble out.
Well, I
Get
mean,
away.
honestly, dude, that's on him. Yeah, I played with short quarterbacks. I played with a lot of big traditional quarterbacks, taller quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, dude, the only thing that I've ever calibrated for a quarterback is my snap. That's
Well,
it.
you say that, but you ever snapped to somebody that was like fucking 5'8", 5'6" in the
Dude,
backfield?
this is the key. This is the key. You can't traditionally snap them the ball because it's gonna be like a watermelon seed. It's gonna
it's gonna
squirt
be
over
gone.
their head.
Yeah.
What you have to do is you gotta slightly lift, and it's the flick of the wrist. You gotta flick the wrist off the ground, and those little short ass leprechauns, it hits them right in the chest.
No, I had a
swear.
buddy.
That's how I coach up my young centers with short quarterbacks.
My buddy of mine, Coach, I kid you not, we both played center, and we both we hated this quarterback that got back there. It's like, man, that motherfucker's hard ass hitbox to hit. Fucking snapping for his ass, and our coach will yell at us, "Fuck, snap his ass and shit." Like, hey,
Bro.
a little dude back there.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Look, I enjoyed this call please, man, reach out. I think that you could do this. I loved your commentary, and please call back again, Alan.
I got you,
had
man.
a great
I love
time.
talking to you, man. The same with Jesse, same with Grant, man. I loved y'all contact. Y'all keep me going through work. Without y'all, I'd be bored as hell.
Thank
But
you, man, and you keep us
I
going
love
as
y'all,
well.
man.
Thank you,
Y'all
man.
keep doing your thing, man.
Have a great time, bro. Have a great day. I'll talk to you, bro. Dre, now it's time. It's time. Let's do it, man. Come on, Dre.
All right, hold on.
Dre?
I was literally
First thing
reading,
first.
I was literally reading
Before you go in.
me up.
Before you go in. Dre,
all right, I'm ready to go. How you
hold on,
doing?
Dre.
Everybody
Hold on,
doing?
Dre.
How's everybody doing? Y'all can hear me?
Hold on, Dre.
Y'all can hear me? How's everybody doing?
Dre, hold on,
All
Dre.
right.
Give me a second. Now,
Yes, sir.
your reputation precedes you, my dog. Everybody in the chat knows how you get down. I'm just going to ask you 2 questions. If you answer these 2 questions, I swear to you, I will do a show with you next week. Just these 2 questions. How do you feel about the Trent Williams situation? And what do you want to do? Yes, I can hear you. Hold up. How do you feel about the Trent Williams situation? And what do you want to do with the draft? Now, Dre, if you deviate, the deal is off. If you do not answer these 2 questions, the deal is off. I know everybody in here who can understand the deal. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm telling Dre right now. So, dog, Dre,
Why? Because you're using it?
go ahead. Do your thing, Dre. Dre. Dre.
It's like slow. The feed is slow.
Dre, I'm gonna take you. You know what? I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna bring you back up. Let's go ahead, Pat. Stay, Dre. You ain't going nowhere. Let's just stay right here. Stay with me, Dre. Stay with me. And you know another thing is that you be walking around a lot when you doing the call-ins, dog. You gotta stay still, Dre. Dre, you gotta stay still. You be walking around. You're too mobile.
A little bit. You guys may hear me clear, but I can hear you a little bit, Coach. You breaking.
All right, you good? You back?
Damn. Did you turn off the Wi-Fi?
Don't move. You're back. Are you good, Dre? Dre's not good. Hey, Pat, you ready, dog?
Turn off mine and put it back on.
Hold on, Dre, you ready? I try. Y'all see, I'm trying, cause Dre be lighting me up. Like I be avoiding him, and like I don't be trying to rock with him. Dre, I got you up here, dog. I'm gonna bring you down. I'm not gonna kick you up. I rock with you, brother. I want this to work. I want to have a conversation with you. Get your connection together. We gonna get it together. Okay. I love you, dog. I love you, Dre.
Real quick. Hold on. Let me go outside of my hallway, man.
Hey, hold on. So, all right, you good?
We good now. We good.
Okay,
We good. Yeah.
Dre. Let's get it, Dre. Let's get it.
All right, we good now. What's up? What's up, man?
All right.
All right. So listen up. I just want to be realistic. We all know what's going on. We all know that Cal got to do a better job to get us to a Super Bowl, but we all know that he has the relationships from the trainers all the way to the players, and I believe that's one of the things. That's another thing that's holding us back. What I would do with Trent Williams, I would pay him because we all know they're going to capitulate. So pay the man, okay, and win the Super Bowl this year, okay. The first round, what I would do, I would go with a guard or center, or I would go with a lineman that can play guard and or center. Why? Because that's what the Niners love. That's what they like to do. They like to take one player and hope they can stop the run and play coverage. One player, hope that they could, pass block and run block. A guard that I'm looking at is Davion Carter. Okay, he's not huge, he's not big, but he can play both guard and center. Now we have him. Alongside Pony at right guard, and we'll have Williams. That's good enough. I think that's good enough. Milk and our right tackle, he's good enough as well. He's like a B- overall. If we don't want to go that route, then we can go. I would go first round. I would go. I would choose another guard from Notre Dame. He is 6'7" feet. Kyle Shanahan. He's athletic and he's twitchy. He's athletic and he's twitchy, Kyle. He's twitchy.
This nigga stupid as shit, dog. Like, what the fuck? Hey, son. Dre, my bad, Dre. Yo,
So, Kyle,
what do you expect me? How you expect me to respond to that, man?
So, Kyle, look, okay, I found you a guard, Kyle, okay, that can play both guard and center. He is 6'7", okay. He's coming out the draft. Experts say with a 75 overall grade, okay. So he can start, Kyle. Let the boy start. Let the boy. Okay, I noticed Kyle was playing in Saudi Arabia this weekend, and it pissed me off.
Let's talk about it.
So when I saw this, I didn't get upset because I know that Kyle is advertising to extend his career. But what I did get upset about was just the cockiness and the arrogance of him calling a play for the quarterback to throw the ball to Juice to Juice, and Juice didn't catch it in the end zone. He called the play, and as soon as I turned on the TV, it was a play. It was a play that Cal dialed up for Juszczyk, and he couldn't even catch it in the red zone. And this is flag football. This is flag football. But
flag.
You know, Cal, he wanted to keep the boy band together. That's why I said just keep Trent. Why are we calling up, getting angry and upset, and we know they're going to keep the man? Keep the man, and they're probably going to draft a lineman the day 3 to make it seem like they intimidating him. Preparing for the future. And if you draft a lineman on day 3, their overall grade is going to be under 70. They're not starting material. So that's why I said, since we're going, I would pay Trent, work it out, and then in the first round, I would get a guard or a lineman that can play both positions. Sort of like how we was trying to do with Pony in the beginning. Guys, we overpaid a lot of players, and that's why we really can't bulk down and pay these monsters to get us a Super Bowl. And we're paying for it right now. We overplayed a lot of players, and you guys know who they are. And I'm going to close by saying this. I also like a few more linemen. I like the Penn State one, the lineman Alawanga Ainai. Yeah, I like him. Uh-huh. I like him. And guess what? I like the guard from Mizzou, Mizzou. He's 6'5". He has high upside, and he's the scholars say that he's a first rounder. He plays power zone and outside run zone, Kyle. This is a second option for a lineman, Kyle, while keeping Trent. Okay, he's not twitchy, but this guy, again, his name, look him up. Caden Green, 6'5", and he can play the power zone, and he can also play the power zone. He could play the power zone. For lack of a better, I'm all over the place, but he can go outside and he can also run block. So we've got Caden Green.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Dre. What's his name? Caden Green.
This young man, I did some research. His name is Caden Green. I tried to look up several options for us at line.
You said he plays for Mizzou?
Mizzou, yes.
Keegan Trost?
His first name is Cayden. Maybe it's Green. It's Green.
Okay. I'm tripping. I just don't see. Okay. All right, go ahead. My bad. Keep cooking. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay. So I mentioned Davian Carter, who he's a small lineman, but he can play both positions. He can play the guard and the center. And I also mentioned a 6'7" guard from Notre Dame who's athletic and twitchy. And we both know that turns Kyle on, those 2 words. So, I mean, Kyle, you can get your line. I mean, come on, Kyle. You know what I mean? But I'm just providing a realistic approach of what I would do. I would win the Super Bowl this year by keeping Trent. And I would go ahead and shore up the interior and help out Pony and call it a day. We're not going to do anything. If it was me personally, I would trade up and get Caleb Downs. I ain't going to play. I ain't gonna play with you. I would get that young dude.
Here you go. Right when I think that Dre being Dre, you coming in this motherfucker making sense. I love Caleb Downs. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're gonna get him though, but I agree. I like Caleb Downs.
Imagine him, Fred Warner, and Dre Greenlaw. No one can. If we draft a safety that hits hard, no one can make slants. So the inside of the field between the hashes, no one can pass. They have to think it up like.
But
it is. So let me just continue. So that's what I would do. I would keep Trent because we know that they're not bullies. They're not going to intimidate him. And I would get a lineman. I would get a lineman that's versatile, young, and ready to start. So that way we can have at least a above average offensive line. Oh, also what's noteworthy? Dustin Penny is the lowest grade of trainers ever since 2017. Dustin Perry or Penny, he's our like lead trainer or something like that. I don't know if you guys know of his name or have looked him up, but his name is Dustin Penny. And this our trainer, he's related to he's the cousin of Matt LaFleur's Matt LaFleur. My point is that there's nepotism between Matt LaFleur, the head trainer at the 49ers, and Kyle Shanahan. That's probably why the trainer's still there. I don't know. But there's a lot of family and brotherhood in this league, and it can stop a team from winning the Super Bowl. And we're a prime example of that. We're seeing that. And that's it, man. Typical Niners. That's it, man.
Dre,
that's all I got.
Applause in the chat for Dre. Everybody, give it up for Dre. Everybody in the chat. I want to see applause emojis in the chat for Dre. Dre, that was one of the most dynamic, passionate calls that we have had in quite some time. Dre, look, they love you in the chat, Dre. They love you, man. They love you. Dre, we wouldn't be the coach's huddle without you. All right? We don't know what you are in the family. Listen, I will answer my email. Dre, I love you. Thank you for the call. I love the fact that you came in with notes, dog. You tightening it up. I like that, Dre. I respect that.
I'm a real Niner fan, so I literally put my wife to the side and I stay up late at night and I do research.
Okay, I have one request. If we can work, if we're talking about progression, I have one request. Can we find a stable position for you to do your call-ins?
Yeah,
for the next time. You don't have to hold your phone. You can put it down. Put it down on a stable, maybe a table. So, right here. That's too much work for you to be getting your takes in, and you don't notice that your phone is. You see what I'm saying? Each one teach one, brother. So just the next time, just two things, and stable connection, stable location. All right, stable connection, stable location. Say it with me now, Dre. Put it in the chat. Touch your neighbor and say stable connection.
Stable connection.
And stable location.
Yes.
There you go. I'll holler at you, Dre. I love you, bro. I'll talk to you, man. Yo, hey, Pat, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's going on, Coach? What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Look,
so talk to me. How you feel about Trent and how you feel about the draft, bro?
The Trent situation, man, they gonna pay him. We ain't got to beat around the bush and do none of that. They gonna pay him.
Mm-hmm.
That shit don't mean nothing. We still got Brendel at center. We still got Brendel at center. And we still got motherfucking McKivitz at right tackle fucking double punching. He's still double punching at right tackle. He's still double punching at right tackle.
He is, man. Look, these guys are the pros. We just a couple of dudes on YouTube, man. What do we know?
On YouTube, Coach.
That's all. But all I know is that certain stuff that he be doing, like the double punching, the grabbing, the waist bending, not finishing on run.
The waist bending, Coach.
Come on, man. That's stuff that I know that they have to coach him up on that stuff. But Hey, PFF top 10. You got to leave him alone.
Yeah. Leave it to them guys. He's one of the top 15 right tackles in the league. I don't know. In the draft. I know y'all want y'all edges.
I want my edge.
I still want Omar Cooper Jr. We have
You
nobody.
are.
Come on, coach.
You want a
don't do me
receiver
like
in
that,
the
coach.
first round, bro?
Yeah, coach. We have nobody electric at the boundaries, coach.
Come on.
Coach, there's nobody electric out there. We got old ass Mike Evans, old ass.
That's true.
Come on.
They have Ja, like they've low key got us believing in some old shit. They do.
Yeah,
they do have us believing.
Coach, we have nobody electric on the offense. Coach, we need somebody there. And there's an end that
I don't think he'll be there though. You think he'll be there? You think he'll be there?
He might.
All right, so I gotta challenge you though.
Yeah.
If you gonna Omar Cooper Jr. is not there.
Yeah.
Are you are you still going receiver? Are you really bought in on the player, or are you bought in on the position at the pick? So is it really Omar Cooper Jr. period, or is it I would still go with receiver regardless?
I would still go receiver regardless. Now,
come on, Pat.
Come on, the coach don't do. Hold on, coach. Let me explain, coach. Now, I was looking at KC. I know he got his drop problems, but I can see why they're looking at him at 27. He's electric, coach. He's electric.
He's electric.
We need that. We need it. We need it, coach.
All right, okay. Now you already answered my question that we need. You think receiver is a number one priority.
It's a priority, coach. We got a 33-year-old Mike Evans and a 30-year-old Christian Kirk. Who going?
If he's not there, then who?
Who?
If Omar Cooper Jr. isn't there, who would you get?
I'm still
at 27?
going KC. I gotta go receiver. I have to.
You would go KC Concepcion
at 27? Yes, I believe. Now look. If you want me to buy with you, if we go edge first round, I want Messidor. If they want to go edge first round, yes. Listen, Messidor is one of the most polished edges in the draft, coach.
He's old as hell. He's 25.
I understand that, coach, but right now they're in win now, aren't they? Aren't they win now?
We're not in win now.
The way our team's constructed, coach, they're in win now.
We are not, man. We got 2 flats on the Cadillac, boy. We ain't no win now. We got Mike Evans and Christian Kirk. Come on, man. Get with it, boy.
Coach,
they old as hell. We ain't in win now. Those dudes is patches. We're not walking. Man, Christian Kirk signed for 1 year, $6 million. Mike Evans signed for, come on, man. He signed for a bottle of Ovaltine and some dentures. Like, we're not spending no real money on them dudes.
Somebody in that front office trying to save their job. I don't know if it's Kyle or I don't know if it's John Lynch. They trying to put something out there that's serviceable. They are.
I think that they're putting stuff out. Okay. God damn it. I forgot who I asked this question. There was a caller on earlier where I asked them, do you think that Kyle and John are still going for a Super Bowl? And they answered, I think John is, but Kyle's not. I believe that.
Yeah, somebody in that front office is going for a Super Bowl. I don't know.
I think that they believe that they're giving Kyle enough to be as good as last year, if not better, right? Yeah. To get him into this. I don't think that Kyle believes that what we're putting together is going to take them into the tournament and be a weapon, like actually be competitive. I don't know. We got to see the rest of the draft. They're good. We both agree that we're going to keep Trent, but I don't know about no first round receiver, dog. We don't have.
If they go receiver first round, there's a guy in the second round I believe they can get. Did you look up Derek Moore from Michigan?
The edge?
The edge.
Oh man.
You don't like Derek Moore, coach?
No, he's horrible against the run.
He is, but he got a quick his first step quick.
I know, but I don't like Derek Moore. Derek Moore automatically became unattractive to me when I saw Malachi Lawrence. I can't unsee it. It's like going over a baddie's joint and she got corns and bunions. You can't unsee it. I can't unsee this. It's too late. You showed me the corns and I can't unsee it. So I was like, what do you want me to do?
Coach, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wouldn't even be mad at Zion Young either. I wouldn't be mad at Zion Young in the first. I wouldn't be
Okay.
mad. Even though he is Michael 2.0, I wouldn't be mad at him. At least he stopped the run. We can work on the pass techniques. We can work on that. And he got a motor. I need somebody with a motor.
Okay. All right. So you want to go edge second round, receiver first round. You think we're going to keep Trent?
Yes.
All right. You still didn't answer who you're. Oh, Casey Concepcion. All right.
Yes. If Omar Cooper Jr. ain't there.
Hey, man. Thank you so much for the patience. Thank you for the call.
No problem, man.
Hey, call back again, Pat.
Of course. I'm always in the chat. You see me in the chat. I'm always here.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you, man. Ernie. Let's go on. We're going to get Ernie, then we're going to close out the show with Shields. Let's talk to me, Ernie. How you doing, man? What do you think about the Trent Williams situation? What should we do? And how does this, if at all, change your view on the draft?
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I think there's three main things we got left. There's Trent, there's free agency, and then there's the draft. So I just want to, I mean, I don't want to talk about Trent too much. I feel like it's
Ernie. You giving me motion sickness. Hold on to the phone. You know what I'm saying? Preferably get your laundry out the shot. You know what I'm saying? We good. There we go. It's cool. There we go. All right, talk to me.
All right. So I mean, with Trent, like the cap number is just super high, right? That's why we want to renegotiate with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you think he wants? Like, what do you think he's looking for in terms of a new contract or a restructure?
All right. So I think right now Trent Williams is the second highest paid left tackle in the league. I would say that his market value is around $28 million a year.
You think he wants years, or you think it's the money that he's having the issue with?
I think he wants the guaranteed money. I think that's his biggest situation right now. The highest paid tackles in the league right now is Rashawn Slater at 28.5, Charles Cross that just got paid from Seattle at 26.1, Tristan Wirfs at 28.1, and Tristan Wirfs and Christian Darrisaw at 26 flat. So Trent was second team All-Pro last year. He's 38. He was right under Rashawn Slater last year. I think that Trent wants to be in that like 27 and change range.
And I think they'll give him that. Like I think I've seen some stuff about Kansas City, like he's considering going to Kansas City. I don't believe that. I mean, they just drafted the dude out of Ohio State. They're not gonna move him to the right side all of a sudden. Like they draft, and he's a really good player. What's his name? Simmons or whatever from Kansas City.
Yeah, Simmons. Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna, like you've seen, they were saying that he might want to go to Kansas City just because, back in the day in 2020, 2021, they were saying he might want to go there if free agency, but if we didn't sign him. But but yeah, I mean, I don't know. You said, I just thought you were saying you don't think they're a win now. I feel like they're kind of somewhat in a win now. Like I think they're really trying to win. I feel like the team's a little better than it was, and it could be a little better than it was last year. I mean, Mike Evans is an upgrade to Juwan Jennings. I mean, the D tackle position is for sure a lot better with the trade that we just had.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think they'll probably end up giving him the money. I think I don't know how many teams are gonna. I don't know how many teams. I mean, there probably will be a lot of teams that do want him, but I just think at the end of the day, I mean, we know how Kyle Shanahan views Trent Williams. I think they're gonna end up giving him the money. But yeah, I didn't want to talk about offensive line too much because I know how you be saying. I mean, they're not, like, we know this team, like they're not gonna put too much into offensive line. So I think they're probably just gonna sign Trent and just call it a day. I'm not even gonna talk about offensive line when it comes to the draft. Like,
So what do you think they're going to do at 27?
I mean, I think so. What do you think the biggest needs are? If you ask me, I think the biggest needs on this team still left is probably edge. Definitely sucked that Bryce Huff retired. For the team at least, whatever he's got to do, that's cool. I think I saw Sherm come out and say like safety, but I do think we do have a couple of young guys. I think if we were to go safety, I don't know if draft would be the right way to go. I mean, I think with Malik Siegel and Jair Brown, I feel like those guys they're solid, but I think a veteran could definitely be beneficial, and I don't think we have that right now. So not there. And then so the one thing I wanted to say, I really think there's a good chance that they go wide receiver early because I remember they were asking Kyle about after the season. They were saying like, you think your wide receiver room was too slow, blah blah blah. And I mean, I feel like Kyle's the type of guy. I feel like a lot of time he doesn't want to give the reporter. I like Kyle, but he doesn't want to give the
Everything.
reporter. He doesn't want to give him credit for being right. So he'd be like, oh, like speed's cool, speed's important, but there's other things. We need guys that are gonna fit the system. We need guys that are
Hmm.
gonna block things like that. But no, he came out straight up said, yeah, we need speed. Like we didn't have speed, and I think that's why we couldn't beat Seattle. I think the mismatch of like talent level and player was just it was just so. I mean the Seahawks didn't do anything crazy on defense. They were just so good, and that's why Kyle couldn't like. That's why you couldn't beat them with scheme. We needed to beat them like hat on a hat. Like we just didn't have the players for it. So I think there's a good chance that we go receiver that's explosive and with speed early, and I think edge. So I think the dude right before he was saying edge and receiver. I think those are the two. Those are the two that we go with round 1 and 2 because we just have 1 and 2, and then we have a bunch of fourths. So.
I just think
Um,
that if we go round two, there's only two guys, in my opinion, that are worth a second round pick because there's so much of the same type of receiver in what we need, which is we need size, we need speed, right? We need explosiveness
yeah.
at the position, right?
Hmm.
You could go Omar Cooper Jr. like we talked about with my boy before,
Yeah.
Paul, but Casey
I
Concepcion
mean,
is there. I like if you're
I
thinking
don't think
about
Kyle
what,
would like him
yeah, if you
because
if
it's
you
not even with the. Sorry, I'm sorry, my bad.
no, do your
It's
thing,
not
do
even.
your
It's not
thing.
even.
It's your
It's
call.
not even. It's not even the drops with him. It's just the fact that he just doesn't look natural catching. Like I watched him. I watched a lot of these receivers actually. I'm not like obviously an expert, but I watched the receivers. I watched the running backs, and I think edge, and that's about it. But I didn't even
There's a
know.
guy I
Like
want you to look at.
I don't watch college, and I didn't know his numbers, drops, anything. When I watched him, he just looked. His hands weren't natural. I didn't even know anything about his drop numbers. I was watching him catch the ball, and I was like, his hands aren't natural. I don't think Kyle's gonna like. Kyle's the guy. He wants the guy that's gonna grab the ball out of the air and go. Like you know what I'm saying. And I don't think he's doing that. My guy's Chris
So
Bell.
look, he's not gonna be there. I love Chris Bell.
No, I'm
He
talking about round one. I'm saying round one.
no.
Yes.
What is up with you
Yeah.
guys? Omar Cooper, Chris Bell in the first round. Case.
Here's the thing. Okay. I also like Zach Branch a lot. I think Zach Branch is somewhere halfway between like Jacob Cowing and Tyreek Hill.
All right, okay. So let me. All
He's a
right,
super Jacob Cowing, I would say.
let me
That's why.
interest you in this then. Okay, so if you like Zachariah Branch and you like Chris Bell, which
Mhm.
I think I get where you're coming from, but I think that that's way too high of a pick to spend on those players at 27. I think those are second round picks. So really, you're kind of screwed when you're at the lower part of the draft because you have to get somebody that's worth the first round. Clearly not a second rounder. You want to look like you didn't just get somebody that you reached for. I think that
Okay.
you would find that more at edge than receiver. Put it like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
If you like Chris Bell, have you seen Deshaun Stribling from Ole Miss?
I have. Yeah.
6'2", 205, 4.340, big speed guy. You could get him in the fourth round. If you
I
don't like
agree.
Deshaun Stribling, Jeff Caldwell out of Cincinnati, 6'5",
Ah.
215,
Okay.
4.31.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing with the difference between those two guys and Chris Bell. I like Stribling a lot more than Caldwell. I didn't watch Caldwell too much. I
Okay.
like Stribling. I like Stribling a little bit. But my thing with the difference between Stribling and Chris Bell, in my opinion, is it. Stribling was more of a straight liner to me. I feel like Chris Bell is a guy that actually has legitimate route running ability, and Just for fun, I like to like rank receivers. This is the first year I really did it, and I did it. I put Chris. I don't watch college much, so I put Chris Bell at like 2. I have Chris Bell as my second best receiver in this draft class. And then
Wow.
the next day is the day they came out with the report saying like the Niners and Broncos might want Chris Bell in round 1. I was like, oh shit, maybe I might know something. But anyway,
Hey,
but
did you check out Bryce? What do you think about Bryce Lance?
I liked him. I had him at like 10 or something. Like I liked him. I just
Okay.
think he's a little raw. He's a little raw.
He's raw.
And
He
like, let's
is.
be honest, they're not taking him. Like, it's just too much
No.
that's happening. There's too much to happen. But I think with Chris Bell, here's my thing. I genuinely think I think he's one of the better players in this draft. And look, so we have Ricky Pearsall, we have Mike Evans, and we have Christian Kirk. Those are 3 guys that can start today. Chris Bell's coming off the ACL. Those are 3 guys that can start today. Those are 3 guys that could very well get hurt in game 1, right? I like them. I think they're all very good players. Those are 3 guys that could very well get hurt in game 1. So I think drafting a guy who has superstar potential, in my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion. So we'll see how.
You
There's
ride
guys
with
that
it.
go in round.
Uh-huh.
There's guys in round 5 that turn out to be superstars. But drafting a guy in round 1 who has superstar potential, and you draft Cornell Tate like he's starting day 1. We can't add a Cornell Tate to our team, but we draft
He
Chris
won't be
Bell.
there.
Exactly. Obviously, yeah. I'm just saying, like, trying to give an example. So like, if we
Sorry.
take Chris Bell,
Mm-hmm.
the only issue is he's gonna miss training camp. We know how Kyle is with that. But I think the fact that we do have guys that are already starting at all 3 wide receiver positions, I think that could give him some time to get acclimated, and that would be perfect. It's basically, I think in the draft we're finding value. I think him having his ACL tear gives us value because he drops in the draft. And we don't need him day 1 because we already have 3 guys. And I think there's no way we go out of round 1 and round 2 without a fast receiver. I think the way Kyle talked about it, and yeah, we got Mike Evans, but no one calls Mike Evans fast. He's not slow, but he's not fast either. I think
The
the
only
way
reason
Kyle
why I
talked
push
about speed,
back, against your theory on and Paul's as well, for a receiver in the first round is that there's only one ball. And we already know that Christian's going to get 60% of all of that.
you think
So
so?
now, look at his usage rate. He's gonna,
I know.
we know he's gonna get at least
I know.
60% of
I
it.
feel like he shouldn't. He just shouldn't anymore. I feel like
He's going, but we got to go for what we know, not what we
yeah,
hope.
you're right.
So Mike Evans is gonna get carved out and have his side of the offense. Then you've got Christian Kirk, whether or not he makes the team, he's gonna be our slot. All right, so and then you have all of the offense that you got to have for what Ricky Pearsall brings, and then we got to figure out what we're gonna do at tight end. And just for effect, we have 2 more rookies that we haven't even played this year in Jordan James and Jordan Watkins, who is a speed threat.
Yeah.
I just think that it'd be a little bit. I think that it would be a little bit unrealistic to ask them to say that, they're going to go get a receiver, bring him in, and then actually play him over the 2 guys that they're not playing, over the 2 veterans that they just brought on, and Christian's still going to get his snaps. Oh, and by the way, they're going to fold George back into the lineup after week 6, or if he's ready by week 1. I just don't think that this offense has room for a rookie to come in and to contribute right away if he's not playing offensive line. I think that Kyle is very bought into trusting his guys, right? And, going with the flow. I don't think that, even with Brandon, look at Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk had a resurgence. Not a resurgence, but he had like an emergence his rookie year. But why was that? COVID, right? Everybody got hurt and he had to play, right?
Yeah.
And he got a very unusual amount of touches that he then didn't realize this is not the way it really goes here. And what happened when everybody got healthy the next year? Brandon Ayuk was in the doghouse because he didn't know how to practice and he wanted the ball more. Yeah, come on, man. So my thing is that I get it. I just don't think that Kyle is that liberal with being able to bring in a guy as a rookie, play him right away, have him ready, actually have a role for him. I mean, we've seen
Yeah.
guys get buried on this offense
The
that
thing,
they'll never play.
yeah. I think if Kyle loves the guy enough, Kyle thought BA was gonna be Isaac Bruce and gave him $30 million. Like, we know in our offense, we're not supposed to pay a receiver $30 million to catch the ball 60 times a year. So I mean, I feel like if Kyle loves the guy enough, it's possible. But I get what you're saying too. I mean, I think like it's just not enough balls to go around.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think Edge is also another big need, and I think the guy that you were saying, Malachi Lawrence. I mean, I think he's a
I'm big
hell of
on
a
Malachi
player.
Lawrence.
I
Hey,
think he's
man,
really good.
thank you so much for the call, Ernie. Call
Yeah.
back again, man. Love you, man. Talk to you, bro.
All right, bro.
Peace. Close me out, Shields.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Coach?
Of course.
What position does Spencer Burford play? I don't
Right
remember.
guard, left
Left
guard,
guard,
tackle.
tackle. So I'm thinking that they didn't pick up Trent's option. I think that's Prague. I think Prague's gonna play hardball with Trent, and Trent seems like a stubborn ass dude. So there's a good chance Trent's not gonna get paid, and he's not gonna be here. So what do you think you get for him if they traded him?
Oh, man. Wow. Okay. So you don't think that they're going to pay him? You think so? What are we talking? Draft day trade?
Maybe some or draft day after. I don't know. I don't know when it would have to be draft day, hopefully.
Oh,
But
well, if it's a draft day trade, it's a first round pick.
all right. So if the Niners actually, because the thing is, I feel like if Kyle were still really running everything personnel wise, they would have picked up his option, and then they would still be hammering things out. They could be just playing hardball and all that, but I don't know. I think they would have already picked up his option. And he saw how they unwound Brandon Ayuk's contract and all that. I don't know. I got a feeling you have a lot of
You
Prague
don't think that
involved.
they're just resetting the floor? They just want a completely new deal that's going to work for both sides? You believe that them not picking up the option is more a move from the Niners, not kind of just a procedural move that would have to happen in order for them to get a new deal going? You're not leaning on that side?
Well, no, I don't think so. I think if that were really a thing where they're really trying to, just get a new deal done, they would have had a new deal done before the option came up. What would have happened is they would have actually just had that as a signing bonus, and then, it would have been all whatever. It would have been all gravy. That's what I think would have happened. If that's really the way things are going, the fact that they didn't re-sign Trent, if they were just kind of reset the floor, why would they even need to do that and not pick up his option? They would have already had the deal done, and it would have already been taken care of. So the
So
fact
I
that
got
they
guys
didn't,
pushing back. I'm sorry.
that's
I
all
got
right.
guys pushing back. I think that the panic buy, they would get a first for Trent. I think they would. I think they would get a first from Trent, or at the very least a high second. I don't think they would get anything less than a second round for Trent.
Yeah.
Second round pick.
Yeah. So I'm skeptical about them actually, Trent being here next year, but he might be. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. Ask my wife about it.
Yeah.
But
Talk to my girl. I'm frequently wrong.
she'll tell you stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
Anyway, as far as who they should get, I think I would like one of the Cadens, either the nose
Proctor.
tackle, that big ass nose tackle from Ohio State, or or Caden Proctor, one of those two guys at 27. You mentioned that we don't really have a nose, so we could definitely use a nose. We definitely need a tackle, and I'm looking at it like if they let Trent go, our left tackle is going to be who? Spencer Burford, and so that's not going to be a beautiful thing.
Spencer's
And
gone. Spencer
he
got
is?
signed by Vegas.
Well, I don't know shit then. Well, then I don't know.
Yeah, Spencer. Yeah, you've been out the loop, baby. Spencer
And-
got signed by Vegas like a week ago.
Oh wow, okay, well that's fairly recent, so it's not too far out. So yeah, I don't know what the Niners are planning on doing there. Just kind of got him in, but they just gotta rock with it and just get somebody. They can't.
Well, right now their swing tackle is Viridian Lowe.
Okay.
They've got Viridian Lowe. They've got Isaac Alaricon.
Has he ever even played? Has that guy ever even seen the field?
Yeah, he actually. He's played. I don't know, bro. Don't quote me. I don't know when
Yeah,
that
so he
kid's
hasn't
played.
really played at all. Okay,
Yeah, he hasn't really played.
right. Yeah.
Nick Sakel, Drake Nugent, Connor Colby, and Viridian Lowe, and Isaac Alarcon are that's our backup offensive line to Trent Williams, and they have Brett Toth. Right now, there's a Brett Toth, Connor Colby kind of deal going on at left guard. So we don't know who's going
Yeah,
to
it's
be the
ugly.
starting
It's
left
ugly.
guard.
It's ugly.
It is ugly. That the shit's ass. It's ugly. It's
But
ugly.
the reality is Trent is like 50, like 100 years old. You got to be for real about it. I mean, I understand that he played a lot last year, but that was not the norm. That's not what's happening with this dude. The fact that he is as old as he is, and to be honest, I was kind of mentioned this before. I don't like the. I think there's like a culture problem on the Niners. Like with like look at Jawan Jennings. Why does nobody want that dude? We heard that from I forget who it was. Where we were playing the Browns, and they were talking about how everyone hates that guy.
Everybody hates him. Yeah.
Everybody hates that guy. So I don't care what Jawan thinks he's worth. Nobody's gonna want him because everybody already hates that dude. And then you have Trent Williams over here just being a bully, running around doing dumb stuff all the time. Like whenever the game's not going well, or wherever he's feeling like, however he's feeling, by the end of the game, he's like beating up some cornerback. Like if you were really a tough guy, who would you fight with? You fight with a defensive lineman, but he doesn't. He just runs around slapping little dudes. So, even setting that aside, like the actual fighting with the little guys, the whole fighting thing, period, is when you're losing, it's just like a fundamental lack of discipline. And it's like, how does that carry over in the locker room, in practice? Just that basic inability to discipline dudes. Like Trent Williams is supposed to be a leader on the team, and he has zero discipline. I don't care how good he is. I wouldn't want him around. It's like having, it's a problem. If you have a talented guy and he has, no ability to just, all right, we're losing. I'm just go out here and do my job and do it right. Show you guys how it's done, and we're gonna be classy about this. It doesn't mean you have to be nice and friends. Like fuck all them dudes. You're on the other team, 31 other teams. Fuck all you guys. That's how it's supposed to be, and I get that. But at the same time, why are we running around getting dumb penalties, doing dumb stuff, playing undisciplined? So, if Trent's here next year, I mean, I guess they gotta kind of have him because they don't have anybody. But at the same time, if they don't got him, hey, thanks for your service. Good riddance, and that's how I feel about it. As far as 27, I think I covered that one. I think the real problem the Niners have is a positional problem, right? If you have a position group, you're supposed to have one guy who's like your super senior. Maybe he's on his third contract. You have a guy who's a solid vet on the second contract, and then you have all the young guys in development. And that's kind of how it's supposed to be. So you can play the young guys, develop them. If you think they're going to be like, oh, this guy really developed, we can't pay him, you trade him and you get some draft capital for him. If you think, okay, he's solid, he's going to take a hometown discount, you pay the guy, right? That's how it's supposed to go. But when you look position after position, the Niners aren't doing that. They haven't been doing that for a while, and that's why we have a fundamental talent deficit across the board. It's not just that they've paid Trent Williams all this money. It's not just that they paid Christian and George and whoever. It's that they don't bring in guys, play them, develop them, and flip them if they can, pay them if they can. They just don't do it, and it doesn't make any sense. The idea that there wasn't speed on the team last year is a lie. It's just a lie.
Really?
Who is okay? Well, you've already said it.
Jordan Watkins.
Watkins is fast as fuck. Collins is fast. Garendo's fast. They just didn't play him. So
I can see where you're coming from.
It's not that it's not there. They got the speed there. All right, they don't do what you want to do. They make mistakes. Maybe Garendo's like a glass cannon or whatever. Who knows? We don't know because they don't play the guys. How are they going to develop and improve if they never see the field? It's just not going to happen. On the flip side, we saw the mirror opposite of that on the defense. They were just getting everybody and their mom
involved.
I mean,
That's for me. That was the most striking part of that this is an offense thing, aka a Kyle thing, where young guys don't play, because young guys play on defense. They play all the time. Right. So it's just like, I don't get that whole like young guys don't play. Like, I remember when Fred Warner took Quan Alexander's job. I remember when Quan Alexander got bumped out to Sam and then Dre Greenlaw took his job. I remember when Aziz Al-Shair got implemented onto the field. Like, I remember young guys playing all the time on the defense. Emmanuel Mosley played right away. Like, I don't know what it just baffles me when they always talk about, like, you know, we even had a second round guard. Aaron Banks had to wait a whole year. Like, for what? Like, what is so intricate about this freaking offense that you can't get guys going immediately? It's an offensive thing.
Yeah. See, and that's what I always look at it, just like to make sure that I'm not misremembering things. I occasionally, torture myself and watch the NFC Championship between the Niners and the Cowboys, like way back in the day, the first one. And it's kind of like you just see it was just like, one, they're slow as fuck, dude. It was just crazy, like how much faster the game has gotten. You know, and when you watch it, it's just a lot of things. It's like real sloppy, lots of turnovers. But Bill Walsh just kept calling the plays. Like, this is how we're doing it. This is what we're gonna do, and let the dudes run. Like, it wasn't that, oh, you made a mistake, you fumbled the ball, now you're never gonna see the field again. It's like, all right, shit happens. We're gonna just keep doing what we do. And Kyle just, for whatever reason, doesn't want to do that. Maybe it's how his dad runs things. I don't know. I'm not deep on the Mike Shanahan, lore and all that, but it just seems that Kyle is. Everyone tells me he's a genius, and I know we're not here to talk about Kyle, but everyone talks about he's a genius. I just don't see the genius. Like, if you can't, you should be able to take your system, break it down into the component parts, and each part should be able to build up on top of the next part, right? And so you should be able to have your installs. You have your basic install that should be very simple. That this, all right, any dude we can just grab off the roster, if we have to, we can run this install with this guy, and everyone's to be able to do it here and build up from there. But it's like Kyle wants everyone to ingest the entirety of his system and be bought in all the way and know it 100% backwards and forwards and run it to perfection before he will let them see the field. And that's
this offense doesn't have what you're basically said. What came to me when you brought that up is an SOP, a procedure, a standard. Like, and basically when you have a organization or a system, something large that is ran, you need to have policies and procedures set in place where if Frisco is running the job before coach gets on the job and Frisco gets fired or he moves on and gets another job and moves on, the SOP and the procedures that are left behind should allow me, coach, to come into your position and pick up right where you left off to be able to run what you've done, right? Without any gaps. I know the steps, I know your process, I know what you've done to do it, and we can move on. I don't feel like this offense has an SOP. I think that if Kyle, let's say, God forbid, and this is like not even trying to be funny, but let's say some unforeseen situation happened where Kyle couldn't be here. Could we run his offense?
Probably not. And the reason why you don't have an SOP, it all goes to the philosophy of favoring skill positions over the offensive line.
I think that's just an excuse for money. I've said that all show.
But it's not even just like the money question. Like, I understand what you're saying about, hey, if you pay the offensive line, then based on where they got drafted and what money they're going to command, you're not going to be able to pay those other guys.
They're locked.
100% understand that. But what I'm saying is that if you have an offensive line, you can do whatever the hell you want.
That's true.
If you can, okay, well, we got offensive line. We don't really got like a Christian McCaffrey running back, but we do got a guy who can hold the ball, not turn it over, and he can like actually see, and there's a big fat dude and his ass is pointing this way. That's where the hole is. That's where I'm going to go. I mean, it's not super fucking complicated. You know what I'm saying? You can make it complicated, and you might need to, as you go advancing in the complexity of the game. But fundamentally speaking, like if you got dudes who can push a dude around, then you got the ability to run the ball, right? If you got dudes who can block and basically throw up some kind of pass protection, you can throw the ball. It's just going to be like, okay, are we going to have? I think someone was talking about someone exciting on the outside and entertain. Well, look, we don't need all that. Can we just get these nice short routes going? Can we just run the ball? Can we do a little play action? Can we throw some screens? Well, what do we need for all that? We need a talented offensive line to be able to do that. And the fact that we're not even building the team like from the center out, which is how I always understood we were going to build an offensive line. And then, okay, we got some talent over here, some talent over there. Okay, well, we got something to work with. What we have is, a couple of talented dudes as weapons. And then from there, we got trash on the offensive line, and we're wondering why things are, dicey. We wonder why you can't put together something. We wonder why there's always every single year. It's like, well, gee, I don't know what we're gonna do if we don't pay Trent. It's a function of the fact the Niners misevaluate the position, misunderstand what the role is. What was it? Jim said it best. Jim Harbaugh was like, the offensive line is the weapon. That is the weapon. That is it. Like, you're not taking Baghdad without the infantry, man. It's just not how it goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact
you need boots on the ground.
That's it. That's it. So, we'll see how it goes. But if people are thinking the Niners are in win now mode, they don't hold that idea until you see the Niners actually play rookies, the rookies they got, and invest in the offensive line. And I mean on offense, right? The rookies on offense. We already know they do that on defense. Like, I'm not letting Kyle Shanahan draft another whatever until I see him play the duties you got. And the fact that they brought in Mike Evans and Christian Kirk. Mike Evans, you have an argument there, right? We have a clear Hall of Famer. He can come in and elevate the rookies or the young players, since they're not rookies anymore, right? Kind of show them how it's done. Okay. But then you bring in Christian Kirk. That tells me these young dudes are, again, not going to see the field. So they are, again, going to miss another year of actually developing as players. So I'm just not letting Kyle Shanahan touch another receiver, running back, or whatever until he plays the guys he's got.
Yeah, Kyle's like a rich kid. Kyle's like a rich kid who gets a brand new gaming console for his birthday every year. And it's like, dude, you don't even play this thing long enough to get games. Like, dude, what do you need an Xbox for? We just got you to P5. Why do you need another? You haven't even played 10 games on this thing yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, we've got to get him to use what he has first before he threw away a brand new PlayStation Trey Lance. Threw him away. Like lied to us and begged us into trading 3 first-round picks for a PlayStation Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? And threw that out the window. Then we got an Xbox Purdy. Finally found that in the bottom of the bin. We paid $10 for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kyle keeps wasting his players, and he hasn't even done everything. He hasn't done enough with the players to say he can't play. He can't start. We can't, like, come on, bro. Like, I agree with you on that. Kyle's got to at least play the dudes, but he's so skittish about looking bad with players that's why you know what? Jed and Kyle have the same shit. And they are afraid to really get out there and do something with their name on it because they have failed before. Kyle is obsessed with these older players because he didn't draft them. It's somebody else's pick. He can trust these guys. They're veterans. He doesn't have to think about it. He can blame things. Kyle does not have it in him to get a young guy in there that we got to all believe in. And he's got to basically go down with him, go down swinging with him. I still don't think Kyle believes in Brock.
Oh.
As crazy as that might sound, I still don't think he does.
So this is I don't even, like, if he doesn't believe in Brock, that's fine. And I can understand why that would be the sentiment that people would have or that Kyle might have. But the fact of the matter is that I think it's more a reflection of Kyle doesn't believe in himself. Like, if you actually believe in yourself as, like, I know I can do this job. I know that I can convey my system to people. I know that I can get people ready to play. Then why wouldn't you be able to have confidence in the rookies that you drafted? And if you felt like they couldn't do the job, then why did you get them in the first place? And then if they come in and they can't do the job, then hey, you know what you do? You do what everybody else does. Draft the next guy. It's real simple. It's not hard. I mean, the fact that if we have a situation where we got a guy who doesn't have enough confidence in himself to take the basic risk necessary to play a dude, then he shouldn't be the head coach. I mean, set aside all.
Well, now you getting into a whole nother conversation now. You know, anybody hear you say fire Kyle Shanahan?
No. I'm not saying fire Kyle Shanahan.
He's about to get raided. Hide your IP address. They coming for you.
I'm not even tripping. I got, whatever. I'm not even tripping.
What'd you say? I got it on me.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a problem.
Yeah, I feel you. Me too. I got it on me.
It's not a problem, bro. And it's not, and I'm not talking about all of the things we see Kyle do wrong, right? The weird, like, times where he'll won't challenge a play, but then challenge a play over here, and it's like the dumb stuff that you see in game. I'm talking as a fundamental problem that if you don't have enough confidence in yourself to say, all right, I drafted this dude, I stand behind that pick, I'm going to have that guy ready. And if he's not pretty, I'm going to go get the next guy. He doesn't seem to have that basic level of confidence in what he's doing. So that means he doesn't either have confidence in himself or his system. One of the two things. And if you don't have that, then you cannot be the head coach. You can be, I don't know what else he would be on with whatever he does, but he can't be the head coach. He can't be. If that's
hey, man.
If that's the case.
Hey, man, thank you so much for the call, man. Man, we've been missing you the last couple of call-ins, man. I thought you quit me, man. You were like, you know what? This dude ain't done call-in shows.
Don't try to do that. Don't try to do that.
I thought you quit me.
Stop the live shows and things, and I understand you had to move and you had this thing and that thing. Well, shit, man. Other people got stuff to do too. All right.
Hey, you my dog, Shills. Thank you so much for calling in, man.
All right. See you next time, bro.
All right, brother. All right, man, let's get some super chats in, man. Sean for the win. Y'all dancing around it ever since Reuben Foster been... Ever since Reuben Foster, they've been anti-YN. You called it a couple of weeks ago. Kyle is only a good coach in between the lines on game day. He has no other head coaching talent through Monday through Saturday. Hey, dog. They ain't feeling them, dog. They are not feeling the young boys, man. Well, shot for the way. Winters is a depth piece, not an impact player. I agree with that as well. I think that with the emergence of Nick Martin, they possibly could, there's a lot of linebackers in this year's draft too. I think that with the emergence of Nick Martin, there's a possibility that he can kind of come in. I want D Winters to get challenged. I really do. 49 Fisherman coach was trying to dial in, but kept having to exit as I couldn't hear every time a new caller came in. I don't see the link anymore to call in. Sorry about that, brother. Hey, guys, I keep the link up for about 45 minutes to the first hour of the show. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If I leave it up all show, that means that I'm going to have to leave people in the studio and just not bring them up. I ain't that good yet. The channel is not that large where I can turn people away that come into my studio. If you come into the studio to talk, I'm going to talk to you. So for me, I have to find out some type of cutoff before, because I could be up here for 4 hours, man, and people just keep walking in. So that's why I cut it off after about 45 minutes or an hour into the show, or until like the studio gets filled up with like maybe 10 or 12 people. And then I know, we talk. I don't rapid fire people on regular call-in shows. So I will start implementing a clock for the call-in shows. I think that it's about time for that. But I'm sorry about that. We'll be trying to get to you next time. We also have Juan Solo 49 just became a new YouTube member. Thank you so much for that. And the 3-man front shows, 3 deep, they will be coming again when the season starts. Sean for the win, 199. Offensive line says what they think of Brock Purdy long term. It does. It really does. Gammon Brown, 9898. Shout out to everyone from the 808 Hawaii watching love. Hey, my man Gammon is out here in the Himalayas doing his thing. Hey, man, this was a great call-in show. I'll be back Monday for Cover 2 with me and Jesse to be able to talk about some more Niner news. Guys, beautiful show. Keep giving me engagement. I love all of the support. This is the coach signing off. Stay low and keep your feet moving.